Hello, welcome back to Xbox Infinite. We've got an amazing show for you guys this week. It is show number 25. So that's pretty crazy. We've done 25 episodes. It goes really, really quick. I've loved every minute of it. Welcome to chat. You guys are amazing. It's already cranking in there. Really appreciate all you guys that come along every week. Palpatine, Panda, or maybe not Panda, Next Gen Tactics. What just happened? Welcome, man. All you guys in the chat, you guys are absolutely fantastic. We've got some crazy guests for you this week. We have KidSmoove and XboxObi. Welcome to the show, KidSmoove, man. How you doing? What have you been playing? What have you been up to? How's your week been?
What's up, guys? I've been kind of jumping games. I've been playing a little bit of Trek to Yomi, kind of dropped that. Been playing Udican Chronicles Rising, which is on Game Pass. Kind of finally came across a tough part, and then been playing some games here and there for some Gamerscore. But I'm doing good, man. Thank you guys for having me today.
Absolutely awesome. Playing games for Gamerscore. That's something I would never do. XboxObi, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. What have you been up to? What have you been playing? How's your week been?
It's been a boring week, man. But I've been playing Alan Wake Remastered, playing the Trek also on Game Pass, and catching up on Stranger Things before the new series drops. And Monday I'm gonna start Star Wars over again. Get ready for the big Kenobi series.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Other than that, man, I'm happy to be here.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And again, obviously our awesome, fantastic panel. Welcome back to the show, you guys. Awesome. Say awesome a lot, don't I? Fantastic, brilliant, amazing. Dude Cutie, welcome back. How you doing? Show number 2 for you. Great to have you here, man. How's your week? What have you been playing? What have you been up to?
Yeah, it's been a good week, actually. I've been playing a game on Game Pass, which is called Ravenous Devils. It's actually fantastic, and it's a little bit like Sweeney Todd-esque. So basically, my husband and I, we run a shop, and we sell clothes, but the clothes are taken off people's bodies. And then we and then we have a pub as well, and we use the people's bodies to make food. Anyway, it's really nice, actually. It's a really fun game.
It sounds like a pretty fun game. It's People Pies. Actually, I forgot to say, Obi, I'm actually playing Alan Wake Remastered as well. I'm in the middle of a whole bunch of games that we'll get to me in a minute. JediKnightPete every week comes back, holds the show down, man. How you doing?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, good. Glad to see everyone in the chat again. All the regular names, Timmy, Boba, and Palpatine, Doovie. Love having you guys here. Thank you so much. Yeah, looking forward to it. KidSmoove, royalty in gaming, and XboxObi. Yeah, really looking forward to put up with you guys.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Just answer your question, Palpatine. What is your favorite Jaffle? Human Jaffles, of course. Umbra, how you doing, man? Welcome back to the show. Holding down the show every week. How's your week been? What have you been playing? What have you been up to? I forgot to ask you what you've been playing, Pete, but I know it's Halo.
I am actually having a break from Halo, apart from last night and during community game night. Yeah. I'm taking a break, mate. I've been told from numerous people that I need to take a break from that game. I'm not quite sure why.
I don't know. Maybe it's because everyone's eardrums are getting blown out. Umbra!
Me never.
How you doing, man? Welcome back to the show. All those questions, how you doing? How's your week? What have you been playing?
Oh, the week's been good, man. Just playing Trek to Yomi, really. I got the 1,000 out of that. I actually streamed it too, so to get the last achievement, which I rarely ever do. Very rarely ever do. So I enjoyed the hell out of that. I thought it was about a 7.5, if not an 8 out of 10 overall, honestly. And I spliced together a video using a specific OST I want you all to check out on my timeline and when you get a chance. Other than that, obviously I'll be jumping back on Halo, and I think we have a Gears community night tomorrow, so I'm going to be jumping on it as well. I'm just here excited to chop it up with our guest and you all tonight. Oh, I will be leaving a little bit earlier, by the way, if you all don't remember.
No, that's all good, man. I never forget a thing. That's not true. I've been playing, myself personally, I've played heaps of games, man. I've been playing Alan Wake, Gears Tactics, Trek to Yomi, a little bit of Butterfly.
A little bit of Butterfly, eh?
Butterfly.
A little bit, mate.
It's an amazing game, very puzzly game.
So why are you playing that?
I enjoy puzzle games. Just really exciting to me.
It's not for any other reason?
No other reason, no. What other reason could there possibly be? Look, before we get going, I see you, Panda, in the chat, and I've got something special for you right now I put together. So I hope you're watching your screen, because here it is.
We're on a mission from God.
Oh, honestly. Yeah, look, it kind of brings us up to our first topic with Gamerscore. A fair bit's been going on in the community throughout the week. Look, I just wanted to post that up. Look, basically, what I've been doing is I've been playing a lot of shitty little games that cost you $7 and give you a ridiculous amount of Gamerscore. I've been doing it for a reason. It's not by accident. It was one, just so I could basically give shit to Red Dead Panda, because that's always fun. Two, to beat Blood Wolf, because that's also always fun. No, just kidding, Wolf. And three...
Isn't he beating you?
No, he's not. You better check it again.
Yeah, he was up till 3:30 last night.
Wait a minute. So the divide between a real gamer, yourself, and her was like, what, a few hundred points?
Exactly.
In Gamerscore?
Exactly.
Okay.
If you're below my score, you're not a real gamer. No. Look, this is the thing. This is the thing that I wanted to talk about this week is what makes a real gamer. Why does it matter what your fucking gamer, and look, we don't swear often on the show, but this I think deserves it. Why does it matter what your fucking gamer score is? It does not matter. I made a video earlier in the week, and my quote from that video is, if you've picked up a controller and you play games, then you're a fucking gamer. I don't care what your gamer score is. And we've had a bit of a split in the community. This all started from a post from something that one of the ladies on Twitter, she's an ambassador, posted. And she said, to those criticizing Phil Spencer for the Starfield and Redfall delays, please consider, can you lead and manage one of the largest brands in the world with hundreds of staff and moving pieces? Sorry, it's really small on my screen. I'm just going to zoom in because I'm getting old. 2, the pandemic has affected everyone. 3, slow and steady wins a race. And 4, he's only human. Look, I don't agree with that take, but then the follow-on and fallout from that was just absolutely ridiculous. Now, she was responding to Phil Spencer's quote, which was, these decisions are hard on teams making the games. These decisions are hard on teams making the games and our fans. While I fully support giving the teams the time to release these great games when they are ready, we hear the feedback. Delivering quality and consistency is expected, and we will continue to work better to meet those expectations. Bullshit. Tired of hearing it. And then there was a community gaming manager who responded. And this is where Twitter just absolutely exploded. There's some really stupid shit going on. Enough with the console wars and gatekeeping of the community. Sorry for yelling, but she wrote it in capitals. Do you play games? You're a gamer. Do you watch games? You're a gamer. Oh, shit. Do you discuss games? You're a gamer. You're part of the gaming community, regardless of platform preference, time played, or skill level. I kind of get what she's going with that, guys. I had a bit of a conversation with Colt, actually, and he said you've got to be careful because there's a lot of people who are disabled and cannot play games, and they can only watch games. Look, here's my take. If you play games, you are a gamer. If you are watching games, that doesn't mean that you're excluded from the community. You're definitely part of the community. We're not excluding you. But playing games is the definition of being a gamer. And that's I won't change that. That's what it is. You play games, you're a gamer. You don't play games, you're not a gamer. Look, let's go to you, Smooth. What do you think about this whole split, this whole bullshit going on in the community?
I haven't been a big fan of the whole gatekeeping sort of thing where, everyone who even plays games, but they're not like their gamer score or their trophy level isn't as high, but they're a part of the gaming community to some degree. And I think I've always had issue with it, even though I have no issue with my personal gamer score. I just always took issue with people being told, oh, you're not a gamer, or them being put down for the lack of games that they played, and it's like I don't really know what the purpose is. So even though I disagreed with the take that the I forgot her name had, I didn't really I didn't really feel the need to say anything about it because I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I just kind of just kept it moving. But I did feel bad for all the excessive tweets and exposing that was done because I look at her as like, okay, she's a gamer, but she's not like a crumb side game. She's not like a type of person where I would challenge. She's like, okay, she's a positive person in the community. She's in the community. And like, I don't think her credentials as far as gaming matters. She's not criticizing how others play games or what games she needs to be beat or, you know, counting games that people beat and everything. She's not doing any of that. So I was like, I didn't understand why does it matter what her gamer score is or what game she's beaten. I don't really care the notion of all that. The only time that really matters to me if I'm in a debate with somebody about said games. If we're talking about games and, you know, someone's testing my knowledge in the game or telling me I don't play games or something like that. And obviously we know we pull up the receipts, and then I'm curious to see how much, you know, this person has invested in that game. When somebody's telling me I shouldn't like a game because it's garbage or something like that, then I'm looking to see, okay, well, how much time do you like? Are you really credible to call this game whack or whatever? You know what I mean? So, but when it was done to her, I thought it was just kind of overbearing. It was just like it wasn't necessary, and I just thought it just kind of put like a sour taste in my mouth because I didn't think it was necessary. It's uncalled for, and at the end of the day, I could care less, and I don't think anybody else should really care how much gaming that woman did because there's some people you look at in the community that are a part of the community that those actions are like, you know, they're not necessary, but you're okay with, you know, people pointing it out. And some people I really don't care to see if they're gaming out. And that the girl, I think is Donaway or Doom Cakes or something. I forgot her name, but I didn't think it was necessary to be done to her. So I was kind of fully against it. So like I was not entertaining that. And I said what I said about it. You know, people disagree with me, but I didn't think it was necessary.
No, look, I absolutely agree with that. She's never really done any harm to the community, only good. And having a gamer score that's low. Yeah, look, I suppose if I had a gamer score like hers, I would maybe play a few more games. I kind of get that, but I don't think it deserved the attack. I'm completely in agreement there. Obi, did you catch any of this rubbish going on in the community, mate? What'd you think of it?
That it was blown way out of proportion. Yeah, she did not need to get the hate that she got. She is a very positive voice in this community, and we all need that, the person like her for it. The only time that I feel like you should challenge somebody on gaming is something that, you know, she shot herself in the foot by one of the things that was brought up where she was like, oh, quick, coming to Game Pass. I played this for a few hours and it was so cool seeing all the hidden chests and the pathways that I used to take and all that, right? And then you look and she only played 30 minutes of it. And so you're like, whoa, you know, you fibbed to us, your fans, but actually playing it. But that's neither here or there. I mean, that's the type of time you should probably jump on somebody, but not, you know, the way it was, because she took a real pounding. But as far as credentials go and being a gamer, like I said earlier, the biggest faces in gaming are the Twitch streamers, and all they play is Apex, Fortnite, and, you know, Call of Duty, Warzone. None of those have achievements. And so Gamerscore really doesn't mean shit. And especially in today's age when you can just buy Butterfly and buff up your Gamerscore.
Exactly.
It really does not matter. The only time it should matter is if I'm saying that I hate a game and a person's like, you know, hey, did you even play this? And if I didn't play it, cool, call me out. But if I played it and you played it, then we can have a conversation about, you know, why I hated it and why, you know, you liked it, and we can have that conversation, but we're on equal fronts that we both played the game. But Gamerscore should never, ever come into an account at all in an argument about this. And I don't care if it's about lunch tables and all that shit that some of these people say. It's just not right. Gaming is a open, inclusive space, and it always should be like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to remember that there's a human being behind that tweet as well, and I did speak to her in the background. We're not really close friends, but I wanted to check in and make sure she was okay, and she actually at the time that I checked in with her, she wasn't, and so I offered a bit of help out there in the Twitterverse. And look, I probably shouldn't looking at a Gamerscore, but look, I don't like to see people get dogpiled on, especially nice people who aren't in the console war space. If you put yourself in that space like I have in the past and occasionally do, then, look, dogpile on me. That's fine. I can take it. But people who don't should definitely not really be dogpiled on. I'll add to what you were saying about Gamerscore. I purposefully beefed my Gamerscore up 40,000 points, and I did that in 3 days, most of it in one day, to prove that Gamerscore means nothing. I could easily be a million, probably in 6 months. I could do it, but I had a lower Gamerscore of about 50,000 compared to a lot of people in the community. The reason that I had that lower Gamerscore is because I spent a lot of time on Battlefield. If you know me at all, you know that that's true. I had a decent rank in my country and in the world actually. And I spent all my time on Battlefield. And that does not give you Gamerscore, but that doesn't mean that I'm not a gamer just because I played one game flat out. It's unfortunate that EA basically bent Battlefield over a barrel. And Pete, did you catch any of this in the community? I know you like to stay off Twitter as much as possible, basically because of this crap.
Yeah, I did. But before I get to that, I've actually got some really bad news for everybody. I know it's only Doomy's second episode, but we're actually going to have to remove her from the panel. We didn't realise, but before we invited her on, but we checked her Gamerscore after we did, and we're just going to have to get rid of her, guys. So she's not a real gamer.
God.
We apologize in advance. We talked about it behind your back.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
My
I mean,
stomach
absolute-
dropped. Pete, that is not okay.
Oh, God.
Absolute rubbish. Absolute utter rubbish. Everybody is allowed in this community. This community is as diverse as any community gets, and that's what I love about gaming. The amount of friends I've met from every corner of the earth, the amount of nationalities, races, what brings us all together is that we are gamers. And I love that about that. I love that about the community. I really do. It's what makes it really, really special. So yeah, I do stay away from Twitter. I've said it a million times. I think it's a cesspool of negativity. And attacking somebody like that is just not right for me. Look, you put yourself in a public space, I suppose you open yourself up to that garbage, and it's hard to stay away from, but I can't stand it. I really can't. And I don't think that is what your gamer score is or anything. If you love gaming, if you enjoy gaming, then you're a gamer.
Yeah. That's it's sad, man, to see this kind of discourse happen in the community and people go after other people based on what their gamers. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous, and I was lucky enough to have King Trash and Guapzilla block me over it. So some positives definitely came out of it. Umbra, did you?
That's unusual, mate.
That's a W for you for sure.
Oh, 100%.
That's a W.
What did
Sorry,
you?
dude.
You got them to block you? Okay.
I know, right?
Major W.
Umbra, what'd
For me,
you think? Yeah, you're right.
I'm of two minds. I did understand both sides of it. I hate to do that, both sides nonsense, but I agree with you all that absolutely coming after somebody for the gamer score to determine whether they are a gamer or not is stupid and asinine, because ultimately some people actually don't even give a damn about achievements, and there's some achievements that are, some people don't give it. I love achievements, so I like that old school aspect to it of getting like your gamer score up. So it appeals to me, but not everybody cares. I've talked to people and it seems like foreign language to them. So that's one. Two, some achievements are harder to get than others. And when you're an achievement hunter, you really put that effort forward. And some people just play the game and get it over with. You know what I mean? So it's levels to it. But then I look at the whole Xbox ambassador thing. And it does seem that if you're doing that, you have to at least play. And it seems like the complaint was that she wasn't even playing a game. Or games. She just watched.
But, yeah, my bad.
So I understood that that view of it as well. So maybe there should be a barometer, but I think she really caught so much flack. It wasn't so much about her gamer score. She caught flack because people didn't like that she tried to defend Xbox over this, and Phil Spencer particularly over this fiasco with the delay and everything else. I think that's why she really caught so much flack. Excuse me. And I agree too that coming after her the way they did was dumb. And that's why I didn't participate in it. I stayed out of it largely because I saw it just brewed a lot of toxicity and a lot of people were coming at each other, even people who were cool with each other. And it surprised me to see like coming at each other's throat. So I just stayed out of it. I felt how I felt. I talked in private and chats to people and things like that and tried to squash beefs where I could. But ultimately, I just realized some people had to vent. I think a lot of frustration was here because of the whole delay situation and us not having any known quantity of what we're going to have first party. I think that was a really big underlying thing. And a lot of PlayStation guys jumped into it to make it a console warring thing. And unfortunately, a lot of Xbox guys fell into that trap. I just don't participate where, our hooved friends try to trot. I just don't do it.
Great. KidSmoove, you want to add something?
I haven't spoken, by the way.
I'm good.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go to Doomy.
As a fellow female in gaming, it was really disappointing to see how public this public embarrassment of her was done. However, in saying that, when you are part of not only the Xbox Ambassador Program, but she also was nominated and received Xbox MVP, both for 2021 and 2022. And being part of those programs means you're a positive influence in the gaming space. Now I've never seen her play. So I don't know. Like she will share things about games. She will share like the things that she receives, like as part of promotional material, and things like that. And I think people attacked her for that as well. So, but I've never seen her actually game. Now she has shared some footage of herself streaming because I think she did stream before. But like I said, I haven't seen her play games, and I feel like that as a Xbox ambassador and an MVP, you do need to actually play.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that 110%. You definitely need to play. GameScore doesn't come into it,
No.
I don't want to drop names, but I was told that somebody has receipts of her actually stating, and this is where I have a problem with it, actually stating that she's not a gamer, she doesn't actually like playing games, and she's only in the community because she's female and she realizes she can get a bit of a clout for herself, get a bit of a name for herself, maybe make a little bit of money as well, but she doesn't even enjoy gaming. And there are receipts to that conversation, so that's where it gets a little bit murky for me. But I don't like to dogpile on anybody, and people can change. So maybe they got into the industry with ill intentions, and then found out that they really enjoyed it.
Yeah, look, if that's what she said in the community, and that's what people attacked her for, then that would be different.
I would like to. I got something to add to this.
Absolutely, mate. Jump in. All good.
So the Xbox Ambassador Program, I don't know how many of you have dabbled in it, but a lot of these missions or stuff that you can do to boost yourself in that, it says there's certain things to do on here. To go and download Bugsnax, go and listen to somebody's story, make a new friend, all this stuff, right? You click on the mission and you instantly get the rewards for it without even doing what it asks you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So a person on a daily basis can just go and click on this, gain a new follower on Xbox, message 5 friends, GG, all this stuff that you can do on here and just easily get rewards and get boosted up in the ambassador program to get the MVP or that stuff. It's not really something that's difficult to do, just dedication, I should say. But you don't actually have to game to be an ambassador at all.
Yeah, I was playing around with it last night. Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. What I started doing just to see how far I could boost it up was I'm boosting everything at the moment. It's just press on it and it will open a new tab. So I just started hitting every single mission, and I literally could open all the tabs and do every mission in, I think it was under a minute. So I could get a level in under a minute, which is craziness, right? So,
Yeah.
I think that definitely needs to be looked at. And I'm sure there's people in the community looking.
So, Risket, on your mission to hunt down Panda, what did you actually get as a game score as this month, or
40,
you were doing it?
40,000.
That I mean, I'm on 94,000, and that has taken me since achievements have been there. That's something I think that's what people don't like about the achievement system at the moment. Now, I didn't actually realize, I think I was told because of what you guys are all doing, achievement hunting this month, that you actually need to contact Microsoft and get permission for them to allow you to put more game scores or achievements into your game.
As a developer, yeah.
But yeah, they're definitely doing something wrong if you're able to get 40,000 achievement scores in such a short amount of time. I don't like that.
Yeah, so certain games have I think indie games have like a 5,000 cap they can do. So every month they'll do a title update to add like another 1,000 Gamerscore, and it's just like literally completing, a stage for 100 and whatnot. But I can't knock it. That's their hustle. Though for people, for developers, coming on the Xbox platform and they're selling their games and they don't really have much to go off of. They know there's people who achievement hunt, and that's how they're selling their games. They're literally selling achievements. And from a hustle standpoint, I'm not mad at
hustle,
it.
isn't it, Smooth?
It's a great hustle. That's one way to I'm impressed that they
you're
came
right.
up with
People will buy those games just to get the achievements out of them, and that's how developers are making their money. In saying all of that, but mate, back in the 360 days, you would have to complete an entire game, and the maximum you could get out of it was 1,000. So I can see where the people that got the million game scores back in the days, this would infuriate them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I just wanted to mess with it and see how far I could push it. I could push it a hell of a lot more. I agree with you. You can't knock the hustle. That's cool, but yeah, look.
Bloodwolf just broke 190,000, and I think he's broken the 40,000 this month as well. So congratulations to him.
He's 39.
Yeah. No, I think he's on there right now, making sure it's a bit more than you, bro.
Well, I'll have to go back on there and get another few, another 5,000. I'll be overtaking you anytime soon. But yeah, this is.
It's true, mate.
With the Gamerscore, it just does not mean shit to me, man. It's nice to have when achievements pop. Like with good friend of the show's Monad, he loves the sound of achievements popping. He doesn't go crazy every week, but he'll play a couple of games to get a few achievements. And look,
and Hargeet as well.
And Hargeet as well.
Hargeet had like 20,000 or something already this month.
Yeah, he's trying to chase me.
I like how there's like a level and people will challenge each other for the month to beat that level. And I like that competitive nature. I think it's all done with a light heart. I do like that about it. I think that's pretty cool. We've had some really good laughs this week watching people trying to chase those scores. So I do like that side of it. I just think that they're giving away too much for too little.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. There should be. And look, even just some sort of a leveling system in the achievement system that makes it a little bit harder, because these games, one of them was, I think it was, so I won't say the name of the game, but you just need to kill a certain amount of enemies and open a certain amount of chests. And you can do that by replaying the same level over and over and over and over and over. It's not hard. And there's no challenge to it. Yeah.
You know what I want? I ain't gonna lie, bro. I like achievements, and I wish Xbox does things to make them better, to make them more incentivizing, spruce up your account and whatnot. I like the PlayStation trophy system and whatnot. I feel like there's more Xbox can do since they're the pioneers of it. But I don't want my achievement scores to be that easy, like the ones you get for those $3 games. but I don't want them to be stupid difficult. Like not like to the point where I gotta go beyond beating the game. You know what I mean? I wish most developers gives you an opportunity to get give me all the achievements for beating the game. I know there's going to be, obviously, if you're an open world game, there's more objective type stuff you can do and whatnot. If you're a multiplayer games, there's more things you can do. But if you're a single player game, whatever, just you know what I mean? I want to be able to complete the game and earn the achievements for beating the level, beating the boss. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or if you're gonna tie it to difficulty, all right, cool. Just make me get the rest of the achievements because of the difficulty level. You don't have to complicate things. I don't want to count pigeons. I don't want to catch fish. I just want to play the game as I intentionally play it and earn all the achievements that way. So. I'm picky. I some days I'm chasing Gamerscore, and then some days I was like, I don't give a damn. Some days I'll have a 1,200 point month, and then some days I'll have a 9,500 point month. My biggest month ever was 21,000, I think. But I don't think I can go ham, because if I have to get to compete with you guys and get 40,000 in a month or something like that, I have to go buy a bunch of crap games and literally commit. And the minute I don't one of those games to the point where I can't see it through to get all the achievements, it's an instant buyer's remorse.
Yeah. Look,
to show you a little bit of comparison, on Halo, the Halo games, and it's one of those achievements that everybody wants, to beat the game on Legendary with all skulls on. It's near on impossible to get that achievement, and there are people that haven't been able to do it for years. And I don't know what, I think you get 100 points for it, but then you can just pick up a $3 game and get the same amount of achievement points just by clicking on a level or some stupid like that.
A game that I hate that does this, you take Jedi Fallen Order for me, and that was a perfect example on how achievements should be. Every time you beat a set piece, you get an achievement. Collectibles, you get an achievement. You could get everything in one playthrough with that game, right? But
that game is near on perfect.
Of fucking war. You get 5 the entire game that you play.
Yeah, I didn't like the last Gears of War achievement system.
You'll get less than 100 gamer score for beating the game. What the fuck is that?
It's crazy because the first 3 games you got literally almost 70-80% of the achievements from beating the campaign.
If there is a massive multiplayer part of the game, right? 500 and 500. Leave it at that. Right, or do 750 for the single player and the rest of it for your multiplayer. But don't make it to where 95% of the achievements are locked behind playing multiplayer. Your multiplayer is not good, Coalition at all.
I like Gears 5. I think they did a great job there, even multiplayer wise. But I know it had its issues. But some of the most ridiculous achievements, like you guys pointed to, for instance, Lost Planet 2. They got an achievement called Committed Till the End. You get 100 gamer score for that, right? That's it. But you know what you have to do? You have to unlock all the items, rank every faction to level 99, earn all 476 Num de Guerres, and that takes 15 weeks to do. I'm talking real time.
Damn.
Nah, fam. Nope.
It's ridiculous. Stuff like that shouldn't be the case. So I agree. It should be something where most of them are done where you play through the campaign, like Smooth was saying. I agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a complaint that we've had with Halo's leveling system through the multiplayer. It's not play based. It's objective based. I agree. I think the achievement system should be play based, not objective based. That's what we're asking for here, right?
The funny thing is, you weren't even able to unlock some of the achievements in Halo Infinite just because the game mode wasn't even there. So why were they even there? I think you had to heal your teammates or something in a multiplayer match, and attrition wasn't even there. And even when they brought it out for that short little bit, it still didn't unlock. So yeah, it's just stupidity like that. I think the achievement system needs an overhaul, and I do believe that it's being looked at the moment. It's something that Microsoft haven't really spent too much time on, but yeah, it is actually being focused on at the moment. I can't remember who sent out the tweets.
I don't believe that for a second. For some reason, I don't believe that for a second at all, that someone's actually looking at that, because as far as they think, it's perfectly fine. It's not worth the R&D to do anything with it.
So that was just a throwaway tweet, basically, to get the community off their backlog. I can see that as well.
I'm saying in general, if someone higher up wise said, yeah, we're looking into it. I mean, yeah, cool. I'd love to see it, but one of those things I just won't believe it until I see it.
Yeah.
I agree with what Pikachu just said. Do rewards, not achievements. At least you get free Game Pass on rewards. I agree, mate. Pretty much every day when I log onto my Xbox, I do my daily rewards. I think I'm up to 29 straight weeks on the reward system. And you get free money. I think I'm up to 300,000 points. I think Monad was telling me that's pretty much 2.5 years of free Game Pass for me. So I agree with Michael, with Pikachu on that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Having an
crazy.
achievement system that actually gives back to you, right? That'd be right. I'd be
Yeah,
down with
the
that.
Microsoft Rewards is dope. I bought a few games from that, so it's absolutely worth getting that and leveling that up and getting it. I'm at back at like $50 worth of Microsoft points, so rewards.
Okay,
points.
so we agree that Gamerscore has nothing to do with actually being a gamer.
Oh,
Only when it comes to you, mate. Only when it comes to you.
Yeah, it
Right.
depends on who it is.
Honestly, my stomach dropped. It dropped.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry.
That would be pretty messed up for him to do it live like that, wouldn't it?
We'll move on to the next subject because Gamerscore has become a sore subject. Series S outsold the PlayStation in Japan. Like, whoa! As Doomy was saying before the show, that hasn't happened since 2014. That is absolute craziness. And the inferior, and I'm saying that with quotation marks, the inferior system that was going to hold back this generation is now outselling the PlayStation 5. That's, whoa! KidSmoove, what do you think's driving these sales?
Man, I don't know. The narrative changes every time when it comes to Series S. At first, nobody wants an Xbox Series S. It's going to flop. This is a horrible decision. It's the worst thing Xbox could have done. And now that it's selling, because they're not in demand, so it's always available. Now you can, all right, I'm like, okay, go ahead, sure, whatever, you know what I mean? Because to be in demand, right, you can sit on a shelf. You don't have to sell if nobody wants it, right? Nobody is forced to buy a Series S. And then the thing that strikes me about this, and I didn't say too much about it, it's like, okay, America, European, whatever. In Japan, the one, like, Japan, think about it. It's Japan. The Xbox Series S, I don't care. I don't care if they ship 100,000 Series S and 1,500 PS5. The PS5 should still outsell the Series S in Japan. Like, that's the only time where supply demand, it doesn't matter. The PS5 will win. So it's shocking. It is shocking. And the thing is, the uptick, I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to the sales, because last week it actually sold a healthy amount too. I think it even sold more than it did last week, but I think the PS5 sold more. But I hope, what I really hope is that Microsoft is looking at it, right, and like put that effort that they did when they were early on in the 360 generation, and hopefully these Japanese developers like support the platform, because they're buying it. It is selling, and I know a few retailers out here that tell me what's going on. Like, people are buying it and they're holding on to it until the Series X come in stock, and then they'll find themselves coming in, trading in, and getting a Series X. So that's what was the early sales of what the Series S were. But I mean, I have nothing against the Series S. I have it. I'll be brutally honest with you guys. I barely use it. I don't plan on getting rid of it. I might just like upgrade one of my kids' Xbox Ones this summer, now that school year is over. But as far as like, it's cool. It does fine by just me. It's just, I have a Series X and I also have a PC, and it's just like, at this point, there's no really real need to play it. Like, I've had it this whole entire time. I think it's cool and whatnot, but there is a market for people. A lot of people assume that everybody who plays games, or everybody who wants the next generation console, they're playing it because they need to have 4K. They need to have ray tracing on stuff, and it's not even like the case. A lot of people, it's like us in this chat, we're probably the ones that have like the the 4K TVs. We pretty much bought like stuff to make to get the best out of our consoles. But the average person, you know, the average mom, the average person walking in Walmart and stuff like that, probably got a freaking Insignia 1080p TV. You know what I mean? And the Series S is going to be just fine with something like that. It's just that there's a market for it. People forget the Switch is not even a fraction as powerful as the Series S, and those are selling like hotcakes. And people don't just play that mobile; they connect that on a big TV, playing games at 720p, 800p, whatever the thing is doing, and it's fine. The Series S is 10 times better than that. There's a market for things like this, but people just assume when they want to. When it comes to when it's for worse, they want to compare the Series S to like the PS5 in performance. You know what I mean? When things are going bad, and people don't want to give it like a fair share. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people who have the Series S are just happy with it, and people who just play games aren't really looking at the fine details that we are. But I'm happy that is doing good. I never thought I'd see the day that Xbox was outsell PlayStation 5. Period on any given week in Japan. So the fact that it did it this early in a generation, we'll see. Hopefully they keep up the momentum.
Said, KidSmoove. I agree 100% in Japan. That was just totally unexpected. I can see the United States. I can see the UK. But you're absolutely right. Japan was completely unexpected. And I'm 100% in agreement with you, and I've said it a few times. We as hardcore gamers are basically going to try and get the Series X because we want gaming to be at its best. But that Series S is a great console at an incredibly good price. And the look of the console, I think, appeals to the Japanese. They like the form factor. They like that small console. They're into handhelds and things like that, and a smaller form factor. And the numbers weren't huge. Like, don't get me wrong, they sold 6,210 units to the PS5's 2,963. In saying that, any time it's going to outsell it in Japan is amazing. But what do you think, Umbra?
I think it's historical. I mean, it hasn't happened in years. It's not something that people can just sweep under the rug. And that's the thing, like the narratives a lot of PlayStation guys will absolutely run to is that nobody wants the Series S and then it sells. Well, it's holding back gaming. That was their first one. It's holding back gaming. Nobody wants that. That's the second. And now they're just buying it because it's there. Every narrative they can change something to, they'll use. You know, and of course, it's other factors and nuance to the discussion, right? But to sit there and try to write it off, this is pretty significant for Xbox itself to do well in Japan at all. And
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, to do what it's doing right now, I know it's not pushing Nintendo numbers. I mean, yeah, if you compare it to them and Sony overall PS5 sales, of course, it's going to pale in comparison. But for Microsoft to be getting any headway at all with a lack of games, mind you, a lack of first-party games, no matter what anyone tries to spin it as, it's a positive. I mean, even right now with them still outselling PlayStation here in North America, it's a positive. That's a W. With no games, as the PlayStation guys would tell us over and over. Xbox has no games. Yet it's still outselling the
narratives that have come together to form this, haven't there? Like, I know that the Japanese market has definitely pushed more towards the handheld side of things, but the censorship, the PlayStation moving away their headquarters to the United States. The Japanese people are incredibly passionate about their country, and they like to support things that are made in Japan. They're very patriotic, and I do think that plays into it. But what do you think about all this, Obi?
I think it's fantastic. Like you guys all said, it hasn't happened in 8 years. It's also proving that the 2 SKU approach is working for Xbox. And I know that PlayStation was trying to focus a lot of their sales in the US and Europe. That could have played a factor. I don't want to play devil's advocate. But the fact, like KidSmoove said, the fact that it happened, don't care when, why, how. The numbers came in and it happened. I want one, actually 2 of them for my kids. But I don't want to trade in the consoles I have because I'm one of those people that like to display it on the wall. The Xbox One X and the Xbox One S. I have You guys have seen it on Twitter. I have both my kids both play on a 27-inch monitor behind me and my wife, who both have 55-inch OLEDs. And well, I have an OLED. She has a TCL. But I want that console for them because when I play with them, I'm like, when I get on Sea of Thieves with them, I have like a whole 4 minutes ahead of them when I play. And yeah, like I said, I
really
want one.
well said, and I think you pointed out something fantastic there. It's a great console to get for your kids, and it goes back to what I was saying before. We are hardcore gamers, so we're going to notice if something's in 4K or 1080p. But your kids on a 27-inch monitor, are they really going to notice? And
no, they're
that
not.
Price,
and they're 1080p monitors, right?
Exactly.
And I would say, though, the one thing about those, like you said, people are buying it for your kids. It's like the same thing I feel like Nintendo Switch. People are buying it for their kids. That's why it's selling like hotcakes. When
100%.
people buy stuff for their kids, it sells very, very well.
Yeah, look, Jeremy Merchant threw something into the chat there. He said, but apparently now it's because Japan only had 2,936 or whatever it was to sell. Yeah, well, look, that might be true, but people don't buy consoles that they don't want. You don't make massive purchases like that.
Exactly.
If you don't want it, like, I mean, I wouldn't spend that kind of money if I didn't want it. Cutie, have you been following this in the news? What do you think's driving these sales over in Japan?
Yeah, I'm really happy for Microsoft and their success in Japan. I mean, it's the third largest market in the world. Last year, Japan contributed $22.1 billion to the gaming market. So, I really do think it's a positive, especially somewhere like Japan where, they have their games that they've created there. And they've, like Pete said, they're very passionate about their country, and perhaps they've felt let down by Sony. So yeah, I'm happy about it. And like everyone has said, it's a fantastic console for families, little kids, and I mean, I'm sure when we were growing up, if our parents had an option of a cheaper console which did the same thing, just a little bit lower quality for half the price.
They wouldn't have even realised. I know my folks wouldn't have even realised that it would have been even better, really. If it plays all the same games, they would have thought, great.
Yeah. So, I mean, potentially, yes. I know that the Series S has that screen that actually attaches to the console itself.
Yeah. Which
I think is really cool. It makes it more portable and,
by an Australian company.
Yep. So, it's really innovative, and I'm not surprised that it's been successful, even though it did receive a lot of flack. So yeah, I'm excited to see what these sales mean for the next generation of gaming.
That's a great point that you just brought up. The travel is the reason that I have a Series S, because I travel to the UK. I didn't want to bring my X. It's heavy. It doesn't pack well. And I needed something while I was over there, and I picked up a Series S for a little bit cheaper than you could get at retail. I got it secondhand, and I have not regretted my purchase for a second. And as you said, you can attach that screen to it. I didn't do that. You can also get those screens now for the X. I don't know if that's that's going to work out well. G'day, Mav. How you doing? I just want to say while we're moving through this topic, if you've just joined us, we are talking about the PlayStation 5 being outsold by the Series S in Japan. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. We go live every week at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. It's weird saying Eastern Standard Time twice, but yeah, you guys get it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share us out. Look, it's also a bit of a boon for Xbox that they've now focused on the Japanese market, not just with their two-SKU approach with consoles, but also with their games. There's a lot of JRPGs moving to Xbox, and there's a lot of games that would appeal to that Japanese market, which I think is
RPG
something
games
else.
are the number one type of game in Japan.
Yeah, that's right, and that's also a boon to Xbox for that approach. Anyone else want to add anything else about the sales of Series S in the Japanese market?
This is the beginning. of the onslaught of Xbox taking over. Kinshi, I just wanted you to know that she's the lone pony survivor in our chat, and I just wanted her to know that it's over. This is the beginning.
Sorry, Dave?
Yeah. No, I really do think that Xbox and Microsoft are going to do some really great things in the future. And as I was going to say before, what this means for following consoles, because when I was talking on the stream that I was on this morning, we talked a little bit about this as well. And I really think that, so, the PlayStation 5, for example, they did a discless and a disc version, and that was the only difference, and a very, very small price difference. So I think they did it wrong, and I think Xbox did it right.
Palpatine in the chat. JRPGs
Yeah, I love that.
called JRPGs
called JRPGs in
Japan. Yeah.
So good.
I think so. I think so. Is Elden Ring a JRPG? There's a discussion that we could have some serious arguments about, and we have. I mean, technically, anyway, we won't go into that. Look, there's been rumors, and not just rumors. It almost seems pretty certain, and I've got a bit of a prediction about this one, that there will be a Gears of War collection coming this year. Here is the quote. There was a rumor a while back where I mentioned that there is another Microsoft franchise that's getting the Master Chief Collection type treatment. I am of the belief that it's coming this year. Maybe that'll be their E3 announcement.
This year, isn't it? Really? That soon, mate?
Well, look, that's Special Nick speaking on his podcast. Look, my
Special
prediction,
who, mate?
my prediction is that he's a Collingwood supporter, so we don't support him.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Toothless.
My prediction is I think that this is because Coalition said they were working on a small project. They didn't say a small game. And now maybe this is a hope more than it is a prediction, but my hope is that they are using UE5 to port over all the Gears of War games. Now, there's a lot of people that don't want remakes, but man, having the original Gears of War with Marcus Phoenix, the god himself, in UE5 fidelity, that would be absolutely amazing. I would be super hyped for that, and they would definitely be getting my money. Well, they wouldn't get any money actually because it'd be on Game Pass. Obi, would you be excited? Would you get into
Obi's
a master?
getting some order.
Copy that.
Let's go to Doomy.
Doomy, would you be excited for a Gears of War remake?
Hang
on a minute. Pico Track, you are banned. AFL is trash. Get out of here. Get out of here.
What's Footy Wars? What is that?
Footy Wars, yeah.
That's what we call football.
Yeah.
Footy. It says Footy, okay.
Footy.
Yeah, footy. Footy, mate.
Like y'all got some special stuff going on over here?
We'll Australianise the Umbra, mate.
Yeah, I'll send you some. I'll send you some of the greatest hits of AFL after the show. Doom, sorry to interrupt you there. Doomy, go ahead. Would you be interested in playing a Gears of War collection?
Yeah, I do. I think that bringing it to the current gen is a really smart idea, and I think it will bring old and new players into the game. So why not? It's a beloved game in the Xbox community, so why not?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of my favorite franchises. Pete's never played it, so I'm going to skip over to him. Go to KidSmoove. Would you be? I mean, look. The thing is, it's on Game Pass. The other thing is, before I go to your KidSmoove, is look. The title of this show and the thumbnail is this Xbox's is 2022 Xbox's worst year, and man, I mean, I can't think of a worse year unless you harken back to the Xbox One days, the entire generation.
No, there's a couple.
Yeah, what do you
couple.
You think this is definitely not a repeat of the Xbox One era?
No, the Xbox One era was actually fine for the first 3. I would say this is if they don't do anything, it'll be the worst since 2017. Now, 2017, literally, that's when they launched the Xbox One X, and the games that they launched, the only game that was there was Forza Motorsports 7. I mean, it was good, but that was it. Everything else was like indies and nothing. Xbox really had nothing like in 2017. I think 2017 right now is the worst year as far as from my output. and for a game like 1 year where I was not really happy playing on Xbox was 2017. So I think 20. I mean, if you say if Gears of War collection running on Unreal Engine 5 comes out, I mean, I think that's decent because we didn't even get like that or an equivalent to that in 2017. You know what I mean? So, I think right now, it hurts. What makes it seem this bad is because going into this year, we really only had 2 confirmed games for this year, and that was Redfall and Starfield, and they both were delayed. So we don't know what's coming out. And the thing is, I would hope Xbox makes up for that because Starfield was supposed to be the mecca this year. It was supposed to be like how Halo was the mecca for 2021. Xbox had no mecca in 2020, which because Halo got delayed, which kind of sucked. But 2020 was still a decent year as far as overall output in games. In my opinion. But I think if Gears, I think even though I don't think Gears is needed, because I think you can play all the other Gears right now. If you play on a Series X and S, they run at a higher resolution and they run at a higher frame rate. And I know that's nothing.
Yeah, and
I know that's. Yeah, and I know that's not comparable to lumens and nanite and stuff like that, if you know what I mean. So I'm pretty sure they can do a crazy fidelity boost with Unreal Engine 5 based on the demos we've seen. So I guess they would just really have to resell me on it by showing it to me. But
now, Smooth, if I'm going, question for you. Question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Gears 5 will be included in that collection and be boosted to Unreal 5?
No.
Yeah.
And
that'd be a waste.
I was hoping it would be.
Not at all.
I would say no for the simple fact that I don't think they'll do Gears 4 or 5 because it's just that Gears 5 is a late Unreal Engine 4 game. And you got to think when they launched the Series X, they did like next gen updates to it with VRS and they added software ray tracing. They added all this stuff to even have it looking and running better than what the highest you can do on PC. And I think porting that game over to Unreal Engine 5, I don't think it'll be hard. I just guess I don't think they will want to do all the extra. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they can do it, but I think because they just released that game and we just got High Buster, I don't think it's necessary. So I think games like, Gears, is Gears 1 is over it's over what? Yeah, it's well over 10 years old. It's like 15 years old
now.
Gears
yeah,
1.
it's 15 years old.
Gears
15 years old now. Yep.
Yeah, Gears 2, we just, we passed the 10-year mark on that, and we are approaching the 10-year mark for Gears 3. So, in September. So, I think...
Okay, so going off Obi's question, if they're not going to remaster them, Kid, do you think that they will be in the collection? So that do you think 4 and 5 will be in the collection? So there's one place to play them all, similar to how they have with the MCC.
I think not day one. I think day one they start off with the trilogy, and Judgment maybe because Judgment is old enough, right?
I mean, they could do what Battlefield did. Battlefield had it to where you can when they had that battle hub, right? You could Battlefield, I think 1 and 5 were there, and then you could even jump into 4. If you wanted to, if you own the game already, it was just all
you'll probably just launch. Yeah, they'll probably do that. I can see them doing that. Now, the only thing I would want from this, right? Aside, because I think their original trilogy, their campaigns were epic. They were amazing. Gears 2 is still one of my all-time favorites. My favorite multiplayer though had to be Gears 2. And if they do it, I want all the modes that were in Gears 2. I need to play Meat Flag. I don't know why Meat Flag was removed from any Gears game, where you had the little stranded with a shotgun and it was capture the Meat Flag. But the thing is, he could defend himself. So you guys had to beat him down him, and then you pick him up and you hold him, and it's like King of the Hill at that point. But once he got broke free, or if the opponent shot you out of holding him, he'll regain his health. He'll have a shotgun and he'll shoot at you to keep you from guarding him. So that's why a whole team had to gang up on it. So it was literally PvP versus PvP PvE, right? And with the Griffin, I think that's his name. was the person you had to capture, and whoever held them the longest won the game. One of the best modes I've ever played. I don't know how many hours I got in that mode by itself. Like if they do it, I want them to bring the original multiplayer modes back, and Meat Flag would be like one of them. But like I said, Gears, I would have to see a Gears collection. They have to sell it to me because in title, I don't really care. But if you show it to me and they do some Resident Evil like remake, rework look into it, then I'm going to be like, okay, maybe I do need this, right? Because otherwise, I think if anything, I think a Fable would be more necessary, for like a trilogy remake or something like that, and to get us prepared for the next one that they do. But we got to see it.
Yeah, look, I look, for me, if it's in Game Pass, that's great. And if they can drop it this year's been pretty dry so far, and it's looking fairly dry at the back end as well. So it might need a little bit of moisturizing. Umbra, we'll go to you, and then you have to head out. You've got to head over to, I believe, Mav's podcast. Damn you, Mav, for running your podcast at the same time as mine. Mine was first.
Better.
Yeah, look, if
Xbox Infinite better.
if they were bringing out a Gears of War collection, would that be something that you'd be interested in UE5?
I'm much like Smooth when it comes to it. Like, those games are old. At least part one, it's been like 15 years. My biggest thing for me, because somebody asked that and we're like, not even asked, they were hyping it up. Well, we can get Gears collection, Marcus Phoenix collection, and it's like, all right, yeah, but I've played those games. I not that I wouldn't want to see it in Unreal Engine 5 and play through it again if it's looking great or whatever. But I've played those. I'm not as excited for that as I am for a new IP coming out, or anything like that. And it brings us back to that whole Halo Gears and Forza situation, by the way.
Halo Gears and Forza. Sorry.
Yeah, Halo Gears and Forza. We got to get out of that. So for that reason, I'm not as excited. I will absolutely play it, but it's not something that I'm like, yay, yes, let's get another, Gears, I guess, upgrade or whatever, like they did with part one before, for the Xbox One gen. So it's like, I'm hyped. I'm excited to see how it looks in Unreal Engine 5 if it's true, but I'm not hyped for it, if that makes sense. So it doesn't really move me one way or another. But just to close it out, I do have to get going, you all. KidSmoove, Obi, thank you guys for coming through and speaking with us and chopping it up. I hate that I had made this commitment before we actually had you guys planned for the show. Otherwise, I would not have done so.
Oh, we're not important.
I had to head out.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, but I had made the agreement with Mav before that. So, again, I want to thank you all for that. And thank everybody for coming through and supporting us in the chat. Of course, my co-host and host, you all are great as always, and I will talk with you all soon.
Look, before you do head out, let everyone know where they can find you, mate. And you are starting to get that YouTube channel up and running. You've got a couple of clips here and there, and you're on Twitch as well. So just let everyone know where they can find you and what you're planning. Oh
yeah, absolutely. You can find me on Twitter, of course. My main domain under Umbra Infinite or Infinite Umbra. You'll find me one way or another. On Xbox, Superhavoc, and my Twitch is Superhavoc as well. But I think it's an underscore in between. PlayStation is an underscore in between as well. But you won't really find me on there with too much co-op stuff because they suck when it comes to that. Outside of, I guess, Ghost of Tsushima. Not to down PS5.
Oh, Ghost, that was terrible. I'm sorry, that multiplayer was shocking. It was terrible. Played it for about 5 minutes. Yep, sorry.
Yeah, well, I had to carry a few, of our hooved friends. They don't want to give me credit for it, but it's whatever. So, yeah, you all can find me on those platforms and such, and particularly on Twitter. And I made this little super cut, I guess, where I put this OST from Ghost of Tsushima to my Trek to Yomi playthrough. Check that out on my timeline when you all get a chance. I'm proud of that for some strange reason. I'm very proud. And I had to buy Twitter Blue to do it, to upload the video because it's longer than 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Anyway, I will talk with you all later.
Fantastic, man. It's awesome to have you on the show.
Everybody.
We'll see you next week.
Guys.
Catch you, bro.
All right.
See ya.
Hey. Yeah, look, if you put anything in UE5, and I'm going to be excited. If that's the project they've been working on, and then they've transitioned over to Gears 6. Look, if they release it this year, that's all the better, man. I want them to transition to Gears 6 or whatever else they're going to have in the pipeline because Coalition is one of those studios that is is very, very special. I mean, look at this Gears. This Gears Tactics is honestly one of my favorite games of this generation. It's brilliant. You play with a mouse and keyboard. I'm big on mouse and keyboard with RTSs, and I picked up a nice mouse and keyboard, and honestly, I've had an absolute ball playing this game. Look,
So you
one
played
thing
it
we
on
haven't
your
mentioned
console? Go ahead.
Sorry, one thing we haven't mentioned, and one thing that I think that we should bring up, and one thing where I tend to agree with KidSmoove is I think it's only going to be Gears 1, 2, and 3. The reason I say that, I think that Microsoft is putting a much heavier focus on PC, and we have to remember that Gears 2 and 3 never came to PC. Gears 4 and 5 did. They can be played on PC, I believe, and I think that's one of the main reasons why it will only be Gears 1, 2, and 3, and so people on PC can finally get to experience the full trilogy, the full Marcus Phoenix story, which is one of the best stories in gaming. It is amazing. There are some cutscenes in that game that still stick to me to this day. The Maria scene, the scene where I think it's Kai blows off his head.
Spoilers, Pete.
They're
Spoilers.
just powerful and impactful moments in gaming that still stick to me
Spoilers, Pete.
to this day.
People on
If you haven't
PC
played
haven't
Gears,
played it.
then you're on the wrong podcast.
Pete
guys.
hasn't played Gears. He's just watched the cutscenes on YouTube. I know. Check. He's had someone play the game on his console so that it looks like he has played it. Look, Obi. Yeah. Going back to your question. Yeah, man. I actually got a wireless keyboard, and I didn't think it would work for the Xbox, but apparently just about any keyboard will work on the Xbox. And yeah, I'm playing it with mouse and keyboard on the console. So I got the keyboard. Speaking about 2017, because another game that came out in 2017 was Halo Wars 2. I believe that might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was 2017.
2016?
It was I think it was 2017. Pretty sure. I'll look it up. But I'm pretty sure it was 2017. That game did not release with mouse and keyboard. Zorka said that he lied, toddler, and said that it did have mouse and keyboard support. It doesn't. And I just love RTSs with a mouse and keyboard, man. And I'm not a PC player. I think that you don't need a PC. You can get an Xbox.
Zorka is a toddler.
But if you have not played Gears Tactics, Gears Tactics, get this game downloaded. It's on Game Pass. It is awesome. One of the best RTSs I've ever played. I'm a big XCOM fan, so this fits right into that category. Has anyone, you guys want to add anything about the Gears collection coming this year? I think it's definitely needed.
I don't think it's coming this year. I'll actually, I cannot see it coming this year at all, especially if it's being transitioned into Unreal Engine 5. I mean, that's been in pre-release for a while, but it just came out in full. I would
say this.
So.
I got a rebuttal. I got a rebuttal for you on that one. You have to remember who is behind this. You have to remember that this is the Starling child of Epic themselves, the Coalition, Epic's favorite studio when it comes to Unreal 5, and who helped co-develop Unreal 5 is the Coalition. They did it with Epic, and so they have had early access to that.
And they worked on the Matrix
for what, 2 years now?
And they worked on the Matrix. Don't forget that. And they're working on something else. And they're working on Gears 6.
But, no, hang on. That's something else. Could be this, Pete.
This is something that they could have done easily with a small team, right? Especially with everything with Unreal 5 is backwards compatible. Everything comes forward. I think it's very, very possible that we could get that this year from them. And I hope so, man. My little brother, he's not little. Mate. He's 20. He's 23.
Yeah, he's not little. I've spoken to him, mate. I thought you were talking.
Yeah, he's a toddler. He's never played any of the Gears of War games. And then we've always planned like, hey, we're going to play these together. I want to play it with you because I want to experience this with you. And then as soon as I caught wind of this, I was like, we ain't playing them until this comes out, bro. We ain't doing it. So with Starfield not coming out, I need this to be done. So I'm on team it gets done.
Yeah. Look, I agree. And Pete, as you're saying, they're working on something else. This could very well be the something else. They did not. They specifically did not
pointed
say
out something really good in the chat. Gears Tactics and Wasteland 3 are the best RTSs I've ever played. So I wanted to ask you guys. I know, Risky, you've been playing Gears Tactics. What do you guys prefer out of Wasteland 3 and Gears Tactics? I think I prefer Wasteland 3. I just think it's so cool. But what do you guys think?
Yeah,
and
look,
what does the chat think?
Yeah, look, I think, put in, I'll do a poll for that if you guys have played Gears Tactics. But Gears Tactics is a very, almost a carbon copy, not quite, but almost a carbon copy of XCOM. And XCOM is one of the first games I ever played on the PC. It was the first game I ever played on the PC, and it definitely holds a special place in my heart. And so XCOM-esque type games are definitely top for me. Doomy, have you played any RTSs? Is it your thing?
Oh, yeah, no. Not really.
No.
I would say, like, when I first saw the trailer of Gears Tactics, I thought, dude, this looks badass. I cannot wait. And then I saw the gameplay, and I did not watch a single second more of the trailer. RTSs are not for me, like, at all.
Yeah, but this is different, mate. The story will pull you along.
If I want the story, I'll YouTube it.
No.
I struggled.
That's what Pete does,
though. I struggled getting through Halo Wars 2, bro. Like,
no, Halo Wars 2 is a very different game.
Well, I know,
they've had a heavily focus on console for Gears Tactics, and I really think you'll enjoy it, mate. At least give it a go for 20 minutes and see what you think, because I think that it will change your mind. It's a fantastic game to play, and it's better with friends, mate. It's better with friends.
Yeah,
so
see, that's
play
another
with a friend.
thing. Yeah, like, I feel like a lot of RTS games are better when you're playing with friends, and this is, like, I've only recently just gotten friends that play games, guys. So yeah, for me, I'm serious. I haven't. I've sort of stayed in my own lane and just played by myself. So
it's the same, Jimmy. That's what's so good about this community, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of weirdos in this community, so I don't blame you.
So to be honest, I feel like RTS games are they're in my reach in the future. But to say I have experience with them, I would be lying if I said that.
Yeah, just the top down stuff, man. Just something about that. I know that Halo Wars is different than this. Just top down games, I have a hard time with. But I love the Ascent. I love the Ascent, man. The Ascent. I absolutely love that game. But that's
it's different.
But it's top down though. That's what I'm saying. Top downs are hard for me to get into.
Oh, look, I don't like top down twin sticks, but I like the Ascent. But I love top down RTSs, man. There's being tactical. There was another game early in the generation of Xbox 360 by Gearbox, actually, called Brothers in Arms. It wasn't top down, first person shooter, but extremely tactical. You had a squad that you had to use to flank, or you could use this squad to lay down cover fire while you flanked. I love that kind of game. A tactical thinking man's game it really floats my boat. I don't mind I love FPSs as well. Don't get me wrong. No one can deny that blowing someone's head off, or like Sniper blowing someone's balls off, Sniper Elite 4, isn't fun. But
say what now?
Oh, you don't.
Monad would say the double plum shot.
Oh wow!
Shout out to Monad.
You haven't played Sniper Elite 4. You can slow-mo shoot someone in the plums. It's really good.
Maybe I should get into these games.
I tend to not shoot people in that general region, just in case they survive.
Even if they do survive,
I can
their
honestly
quality of life
say I have never done that in the game. I've never done that in the game. I always go for headshots, and then good friends of mine pointed out that you could do it. So looking forward to playing it with you, Monad. Coming out soon, mate. Less than a week now.
You guys are gonna be so weird, just aiming for each other's dicks all day. I mean, come
on. Rebellious in the chat says,
mostly it's a special shot if you can double plumb them.
Oh, it's special, all right.
Rebellious in the chat says the outfit is a third-person RTS, so maybe that's something you all want to get into. Welcome to the show, Rebellious. And welcome all you guys in the chat that come through and support us every week. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. We go live 8 p.m. EST, US, and 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We will move on to the next topic. Hit that like button. Subscribe.
Plum popping.
Oh, if you have a question, that's something else I've got to say. If you guys have a question, please type question in your comment and it will highlight it to me and we will ask the panel. You can absolutely interact with us. We love talking with the chat. Here's a question. PlayStation Showcase in June. Now, I've put in the topics, are they really that stupid? I think that this would be, unless it's God of War, which I really don't think it's going to be, I think this would be a really bad time for PlayStation to do a showcase, especially if it's just after Xbox. And I think this is what I think. I think they've got one planned, and if Xbox smashes it, I reckon they'll pull the showcase. I would. And at least wait till, I don't know, November when things calm down.
Can I go?
Yeah, absolutely, Obi. Absolutely.
I'm going to say...
bacon, mate.
I'm going to say it does not matter if they did it the next day. You have to remember what time of year this is. This isn't March. This isn't November. This is technically E3. And usually the PlayStation Showcase would be coming right after the Xbox Showcase or vice versa. So it really does not matter who has a showcase because everybody's kind of blowing their load right now. No pun intended. But it's that time of year for everybody to have the shows, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'm actually excited for it because we have questions. There's questions all across the industry of when are these games coming out, right? People want to know, is God of War going to come out? And personally, I wish God of War would come out 11/11/22. I think that would be the biggest mic drop ever. I don't think it will actually happen, but it would just be it'd be uninstall Twitter worthy for the day, you know?
Yeah, look, I'm a massive God of War fan. It's my favorite.
Yeah,
it's my game of the generation. So I want it to come. I'm kind of torn because I'm gonna love it if it doesn't come and the ponies cry.
Incredible, man. You know the game is incredible. But like I said, they're not. I don't think it's that big of a deal if they had it then even the next day because it is E3 time of year and it's pretty common that if it was a full blown E3, their showcase technically would be the next day. If they attended.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's not E3, and that's the whole point. And I think that's why, if it was E3, it would be, days apart. But I can't see them being that stupid.
Yeah, I can't.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, you're talking about like PlayStation Showcase?
Yeah.
In early June.
If you think about it, when was their last E3? Because PlayStation stopped showing up in E3 in 2018, 2019, maybe?
2018, yeah.
2019 they stopped.
Yeah.
2019. So, and ever since then, their showcases have not even been like nowhere next to like Xbox showcases. Like last year, they didn't do a showcase until September. And the year before that, I think their showcase was in, I think, June. Because I think Xbox had a showcase in May, which was their smaller game, their first little gameplay people weren't too happy with.
Was it July? I think it was July. They pulled it the month after, didn't they? I'm pretty sure it was July they dropped it in, early July.
It was that in 2020?
Yeah.
September, September 2021. It was September 9th.
Yeah.
Right.
And then a 2020 showcase, I believe, was either in June or July. Because didn't Xbox go in? I thought Xbox went in July.
It was also in September.
It was a little bit later than what they would usually do. That's exactly right. Yeah.
So
took
it's
them a
all
while
in
to
20.
get everything together.
It's in 20. I just googled them both for 2021, 2020. They're both in September. One September 9th.
We were
September 16th.
very early into the pandemic then, and they weren't sure if E3 was going to go ahead or not. Like there was, so that's why it got pushed back a little bit.
If they don't have a showcase until September, I don't think God of War comes out this year, unless they obviously do. But then again, PlayStation has done, surprise me in some of the decisions that they make. But the blowout that they just recently had, like, shown up, I think God of War is like, it seems like a lock for this year.
Yeah, I can't see him. If this showcase isn't God of War, I don't see God of War releasing. But look, we spoke to someone very early on when we started this podcast who had a line into Santa Monica, and she seemed to think that things weren't going too well. I recently spoke to an animator who had just left Santa Monica, and things didn't sound like they were going real good, but they were crunching. I know that for sure. So I'm still of the opinion that it's not coming out this year, but we'll see what happens. Doom, do you think that PlayStation is making a mistake if they drop their showcase in June, straight after the Xbox showcase?
I think I agree with Obi when he says it doesn't really matter when they drop it. It could just be that June becomes, the month of gaming. And especially, what is it? Do you have your summer break? Is that where you're at the moment in America? So yeah, people are on holidays, people are vibing with the season, preparing, for what's to come, in regards to Christmas, that sort of thing. So I feel like it would be okay. I don't think it would detract from either of them, to be honest, if they were within a week of each other.
What if they did another third-party game like their last showcase?
They did what?
Another third-party game like they did with their last showcase that a lot of the PlayStation community seemed to think had become exclusive. Harry Potter.
Well, I think that both Xbox and PlayStation are going to show whatever showcase PlayStation does. They're both going to have third-party stuff. The thing about this, and this is funny, when you see a third-party show up on Xbox, oh yeah, it's cool, it's third-party. But when you see a third party show up on PlayStation, you go, dear God, please don't be exclusive. Dear God. Like when when they showed Harry Potter, I kept mumbling my breath, fuck, don't be exclusive. Fuck, don't be exclusive. Fuck, don't be exclusive. And then they didn't show it. They didn't show it at the end, and I said, fuck. But
do you know what? I bought my PS5 thinking that Hogwarts Legacy was going to be PS5 exclusive. And, since I have it now, I've fallen in love with Spider-Man, that sort of thing. But yeah, that was the reason why I was like, I need a PS5. Before that, I didn't really care.
The thing is, didn't they announce Hogwarts in advance though already, as a
yeah, they did, yeah.
Well, it was leaked. It was leaked out.
Yeah, all the gameplay was from PS5.
With the state of play, but we all knew it was coming because it got like a normal reveal without gameplay, an announcement. But for the first time, we saw a deep dive. Yeah,
it did. Yeah,
we all knew. We all knew.
I remember it was leaked. I remember it was leaked out, and then they was like, "Hey, this is something that's worked on," but it wasn't ever shown what it was played on or anything. And then you saw the first official reveal trailer of the game with the title and everything at the PlayStation Showcase is what I remember.
No, it was definitely announced prior to the PlayStation Showcase, which is why when it came on the PlayStation Showcase, because I was expecting
we were
God of
all
War.
surprised, why is this? They're doing a state of play. I was like, is this now? Did they buy WB? Is this now an exclusive?
Yeah. No, the game was announced. I knew it was coming out, but then when I saw it at state of play, I was like, oh no.
I could just picture myself with that, the DualSense doing a swish and flick,
maybe some spells need a blowing action.
Leviosa. Leviosa. Sorry.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Yeah, look, I don't think Sony are up front with a lot of that stuff, Doomy, and I don't like that. I think they're really sly and a little bit conniving the way that they market things like they are exclusive, even when there's a timed exclusivity. I think the Xbox is a little bit more upfront. We know that it's Xbox do it as well, but I think
Sony. How long did they wait to say that Starfield was exclusive? How long? It was a very vague.
When the deal went through.
Even
as soon as the deal went through,
it's only a month.
Then they basically shifted gears and told everybody it was going to be exclusive. But there are so many games, like the case in point, Destiny 2, that people thought and people attribute to only being on PlayStation, and I think that Sony is really needs to change that because they're getting a really bad name for themselves. And I get it sells consoles for them. Yeah, it is good marketing.
That's something that people should want. That's what people should want Xbox to do. Because PlayStation became the face of Destiny, just because of the great marketing they had. All those live action skits that they did made it look sick. And, seeing the PlayStation symbol for it, it just became the face of it. Xbox needs to do more shit like that.
Yeah, that's something that actually Pete has said in the background. He said exactly the same thing.
PlayStation for being cutthroat with the business.
Oh, no,
I don't
blame them at all.
I don't like that they do.
Yeah.
The thing I don't like that they do is at the very last minute after showcase, say that it's coming on PS4, right? Like with the Spider-Man Miles Morales, that was everybody's like, oh, it's built from the ground up for the PS5. Even though it looked identical as the PS4 version of Spider-Man, and then at the end of the showcase, it was just in a blog post. It's coming to PS4 also, even though we were told it's not possible. That's the type of shit that I'll agree with you I don't like. But as far as marketing, commercial stuff goes, no, they can keep doing that. Xbox needs to do a better job at that. They need to do more Game Pass commercials that are on. They show up on TV for big events like the Super Bowl or basketball games. More of that stuff is where they need to get Game Pass out there.
They need to start hitting the casuals. You're right. But we were talking about this earlier in the week. We were talking about this earlier in the week, and actually I think it was yesterday. And we kind of, as I said, shows like this and shows like RDX and KidSmoove's podcast, we do a lot of this advertising for them. You know, the casuals do slip into podcasts and have a listen and see what's coming in the future. So, I mean, do they really need to hit the casuals?
We know that Xbox marketing to listen to these shows as well.
So
yeah, I have a friend who's an airline pilot, right? And he has an Xbox and he plays BioShock and stuff on there. He just found out what Game Pass was 2 weeks ago, and he plays on his Xbox all the time. And his mind was blown. His mind was absolutely blown when he saw it. And I showed him how xCloud worked and how streaming from his console, all this stuff. And he was just like mind fucked at all of this. And he's like, how have I not known this? I was like, he stays in hotel rooms all the time and watches live TV. If there would have been a fucking commercial for it, he would have gotten it. He would have known it. He travels as an airline pilot. He travels everywhere. Right? He travels and stays in hotel rooms all across the country. He's like, I could have been playing these games on my tablet or my work laptop this whole time, because he can't. He's like, I can't play at home because my wife will get mad. She won't spend time with me. But I sit there and twiddle my thumbs on TikTok for hours in a hotel room, and butt fuck nowhere. And now he's taking advantage of that. And he's loving it. Yeah, he's absolutely loving it. But that's what I mean, that they need to get the casual market out there. They have us, and we can preach it to everybody that falls.
We're already talking to the hardcores, aren't we, on podcasts? Really,
most of the time, we really are. Everybody that's in the show is pretty informed about what's going on, but they need to talk to the people who are very casual.
You're absolutely right. Look, I bumped into a guy when I was in Spain who has a PlayStation, and someone caught on to the fact that I do a podcast, and he said, come talk to this guy, blah, 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 blah. He was a PlayStation guy, and he's got 3 kids, and he was saying, like, should I get the 5? And I said, you're asking the wrong guy, but here's what Xbox is doing right now, and told him about Game Pass, and he was absolutely gobsmacked. His mouth was open, his jaw dropped. He was like, what? So, yeah, you're right. Yep. You're absolutely right.
I have a few people at my work who are some diehard PlayStation fans, and they'll come talk to me, and they're like, wow, Xbox has got their shit together. I didn't know that they were doing this and doing that. I'm like, yeah, man, I feel like a broken record repeating this to everybody. I shouldn't have to be the one doing it, right? It should be public knowledge, honestly.
That's true.
But they need to do more.
Absolutely.
For the marketing wise, they need to do more. I mean, but don't they have it on? Oh, I guess that's the Halo stuff that they have on the energy drinks. I don't know, man. Put it more on Oreo packets. Put
it on buses, mate. Sell it at McDonald's, like all that stuff.
Put it on a QR code right on the TV and just say, "Hey, scan this, you get a monthly Game Pass, for free."
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to say one thing about what we were talking about before about the showcase being in early June. Now, I have a theory that as soon as Starfield was delayed, Sony actually kicked into gear. Now, they've had a lot of negative press associated with themselves this generation, with lying Jim Ryan and the We Believe in Generations and the shifting to from Horizon Forbidden West not being able to upgrade for free. And as soon as Starfield was delayed, I believe that they shifted into gear and they dropped the news about the PlayStation Plus games that were coming out, and that Ubisoft Plus is coming to
that's our next
PlayStation.
that's our next topic.
And I know
we're not.
I know we are going to shift onto that, mate. But what I wanted to say was that's one reason I can see them maybe announcing the showcase and trying to take some of Microsoft's theme away from them, especially knowing that there's not going to be much coming from Microsoft at the end of the year if we don't see much in the showcase, and actually dropping the hammer down for the first time really this generation, where they can compete marketing wise, especially if God of War comes out this year. So no more Mr. Nice Guy, because I mean we have to admit that basically every Sony, PlayStation and Xbox have been given each other their own space. So if one of them announces something, they'll give that company 2 weeks of breathing room and marketing for whatever that announcement then may be, before the next company then goes with their announcement. And we've sort of been in a to and fro when it comes to that side of things. So with this announcement of Starfield's delay, I can just see Sony stepping it up. And if they really do have something to show, and if God of War is going to come out this year, then I can see them really pushing that narrative that they're the only ones with that big AAA banger coming out this year.
Yeah, look, I can say that as well with the way that they've been playing after that announcement of Ubisoft Plus, which we'll slide into in a minute. But before we do, if you just joined the show, we are about to talk about the Ubisoft Plus coming to PlayStation, along with the Ubisoft Plus Classics, which is coming to Xbox, and we'll talk about that too. But if you're new, please hit the subscribe button. And if you guys haven't already and you're in the chat, please hit that like button. And I'm loving the chat this week. It's been absolutely fantastic. And also, I've got a poll up. And not all of you have voted. Please hit your opinion on the poll. Is my voice sexier with the new mic? I personally think it is.
That's exactly the same, mate. That's exactly the same. But I did want to say that it was really interesting that it was 80% to 20% people preferred Wasteland over Gears Tactics, and it just shows you what a great game that is. And cannot wait for In Exile's next game now that they've got proper funding. In Exile are an amazing studio. Can't wait to see what they have for us next.
Yeah, it didn't grab me personally, but I might go back and give it a go now that I've got mouse and keyboard. Hopefully it's got mouse and keyboard support. Moving on to the Ubisoft Plus coming to PlayStation along with the classics. This is probably very likely what we'll see on Xbox. I think it was about 6 months ago that Ubisoft announced a partnership with thanks Bushido, he voted yes. Announced a partnership with Ubisoft, and we haven't seen anything since. However, Ubisoft dropped some information, and this is a quote directly from them. Ubisoft Plus will come to PlayStation in the future, bringing access to more than 100 titles, additional content packs, and rewards to the platform. The subscription service is currently available on PC Stadia and Amazon Luna. Does that still exist? Offering players day one releases, classic games, and premium editions, and ultimately will be available on PlayStation and Xbox. Ubisoft also revealed that beginning May 24, it will launch a new Ubisoft Plus subscription for PlayStation Plus called Ubisoft Plus Classics. Ubisoft Plus Classics on the PlayStation is a curated selection of popular games, including the top-selling Assassin's Creed Valhalla, The Division, and For Honor, as well as beloved classics like Child of Light, Far Cry 3. I'm just trying to get some more votes in that poll. Watch Dogs.
Definitely sound the same, mate.
Werewolves
I saw
Within,
what you were doing, but you definitely sound the same, bro.
Werewolves Within, and Ubisoft Plus Classics catalog for PlayStation Plus. Blah 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 blah. They got a few games in there that are decent. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, The Division, but I mean they're Star Trek Bridge Crew, South Park: The Stick of Truth, The Fractured Butthole. There's a few games in there that I probably play, but there's nothing. There's nothing.
I honestly
the censored version of that game for Australia, by the way.
Yeah,
never got the full version.
I want to play the South Park games. That's a guilty pleasure that I want to play those. I would say, I have a question for Smoove on this. With the current Ubisoft partnership that they have with Xbox, if you have Game Pass and you are a subscriber to Ubisoft Plus, you have the ability to, when you're playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla on your Xbox, you have the ability to have cross save when you launch the game through Ubisoft's app, whatever that they use on the computer.
Uplay or Ubisoft Connect or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can your save transfers. Do you think that Sony is going to allow the cross saves on their platform?
It's already worked. So it's I don't think that's up
Well-
to Sony at that point. It's wait
I
a
mean-
minute. Is it only through console and PC?
Yeah, through console and
Okay.
PC, you can do it. So, like, Sony's been very against having cross saves between different devices, right? I'm just curious with this partnership, are they going to let you, if you are playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla on your PS5, and for some reason you go and jump onto the game on because you double dipped or you have
Yeah.
the subscription service, you go and you play it on your PC, can you pick up where you left off 5 minutes ago on your PS5, like you can do right now with Xbox?
I think that I think that already works. Like if you played it on PC and if you log into if you're using your same Ubisoft Connect, that's live across all platforms.
Okay. See, I'm not aware if it is or not, and usually PlayStation.
The reason why I haven't utilized it because I haven't bought it like for more I got it on Xbox and that was about it. Like I typically buy Assassin's Creed games on Xbox, but that was going to be the first thing I do was because I am going to upgrade my PlayStation Plus membership, play Valhalla on PlayStation, and try to see if I log in with my Ubisoft account and see if I unlock all the trophies for it, because I already beaten the game and the expansions and whatnot. So I'm just curious to see if that works. But I had never had no reason or to test it because I usually don't double dip on games like that.
So that'd be interesting if it went from console to console, if it's all connected to your Ubisoft Plus.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. I might try that actually.
Yeah, I mean, it should work. I mean, because they launched it like I want to say when Valhalla came out, they announced it and they said it was like across all platforms.
Yeah, because I got a lot of achievements for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so I'm like,
it will be interesting because, like you said, Obi, PlayStation have been pushing back against cross saves, haven't they? But I can't see how they're not going to allow it, to be honest. I have been a big proponent of the PlayStation Plus being a good thing. I know it's not Game Pass, and I know it's not day and date. I realize that. But how many games have we played because they've been on Game Pass you didn't need to buy them? You know, currently I'm playing Trek to Yomi, and there's no way I would have bought that game, but I'm loving that game. It's fantastic. And I think the same thing will happen to PlayStation Plus subscribers as well. So, you know, it is a big get. There are some fantastic games listed there that I'm sure most PlayStation fans would have played, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Demon Souls, Ghost of Tsushima, but that's not to say that they're not great games. And then there's third-party games on there as well, like NBA 2K 2022, which is always in the top 5 of top played games on both Xbox and PlayStation. So this is a really, really good thing for PlayStation and for PlayStation fans, and I'm really happy for them. You know, they can stop talking down Game Pass now and they can start experiencing what we've had for a while now. You know, these games that there's no way you would have bought, but you know, now you basically get to try out for free, and then if you like them, you get a discount when you buy them as well. But what do you think about this, Doomy?
I'm the same as you. I think it's a positive thing, and I think that I just don't see the point in comparing, you know, Xbox Game Pass to the PlayStation subscription, because it's a completely different beast. You know, obviously I do want, you know, the best deal for my money, and I think you're right in saying that, you know, for me as well, there are some games I wouldn't have played if it hadn't been for Game Pass. So I feel like, you know, I think everyone's going to win here. I don't see.
You played on Game Pass that you wouldn't have tried.
To be honest, I didn't play Forza before I had Game Pass. Awesome. I didn't think I'd like it. I didn't think I would. And then I played it and I was like, I actually love this game. And I proceeded to buy I have almost all of them now.
I'm a big proponent of it because I just think that it's great value. Like, if you were to buy Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Demon's Souls, Ghost of Tsushima, walking simulator. Sorry, I can't think of it at the top of my head. I just know it as the walking simulator. That's a lot of money. But all these games are going to be available for you on PlayStation Plus. So that's just a great bargain, if you ask me. And it just means that more people will be playing more games. But the Ubisoft Plus thing, now that was announced in January that Ubisoft Plus was coming to Xbox. So unless it's integral, we thought that it was going to be integrated into Game Pass, like EA Play was, and that just makes the Game Pass deal that much better. I don't know if it's not integrated, if it is such a big deal, if you know what I mean. Like, you've already got PlayStation Plus there. What are you going to choose, PlayStation Plus or Ubisoft Plus? I think the decision's pretty easy. You know, I know what I'd choose if that was the decision between Game Pass or Ubisoft Plus. I'm picking Game Pass every day of the week. Ubisoft Plus games don't come in day and date. They typically come in 6 to 12 months later. And I typically pick up Ubisoft games, you know, as soon as they come out because I'm a big fan of Ubisoft. What do you think about that, kid?
Hold on, like I just lost you there. You were saying, I know you mentioned Ubisoft.
Do you think the Ubisoft Plus is going to make that much of a big difference coming to PlayStation because it's coming to Xbox, and the fact that it's not going to be integrated?
Wait. Hold on. It's not integrated in PS Plus?
No,
I
it's not
didn't think
integrated.
that it
No,
was.
it's not. It's not integrated in PS Plus.
Yeah, it's on top.
It's a
I thought it was
standalone.
a part of the top the two tiers, the essential and extra.
Let me have a quick look at this. I'm pretty sure it's not an integration.
Yeah, the Ubisoft Classics, because they announced it with
Right, yeah. So the classics is integrated into PS Plus, but Ubisoft Plus itself is not integrated into PS Plus. Ubisoft Plus, by the way, Pete, you said earlier that it's not day and date. It actually is. It is day and date. So if you have
Ubisoft Plus has transitioned over to day and date. Oh, so there's different tiers, isn't there?
Yeah, so Ubisoft Plus has day and date, but you don't get day and date with the Ubisoft Plus Classic, which is integrated. Yes.
It depends. Like if it would be so, like so if it's so to my understanding, I thought it was integrated, and that's where it's weird because it was first announced with Xbox. All right. They didn't confirm if it will be with Game Pass or not. They just said it was coming to Xbox, which at that point is just an equivalent to EA Play. If it's the true Ubisoft Plus, like how you get it on PC with the day and dates, yeah, I'd subscribe to it in a heartbeat because I play Ubisoft games. Now if it's like the classics, like how EA launched, you get the vault titles and then you get, like, you know what I mean, that's different. Then I'm not as intrigued because I own all the classic Ubisoft games. Now I do think it's a good value to be added to like a Game Pass, like EA did with Game Pass. And I was still a little bit shocked about it because the first we heard of it was related to Xbox. They tweeted about it. However, by just judging by like timing, it looks like it's coming to PlayStation first, which is weird. Assassin's Creed going to PlayStation Plus is weird because they have a marketing deal with Xbox, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla haven't been in Xbox Game Pass. But the service coming to PlayStation and it's not bundled with PS Plus, then yeah, I would choose PS Plus over the Ubisoft thing. If I'm primary PlayStation gamer, but then again, for PlayStation gamers, they probably have those games already that are in PS Plus, so the Ubisoft might be a good thing to choose from. But I don't know which version is coming to Xbox. If it's the legit Ubisoft like Plus, and you're getting the same one that's on PC, then that is worth a subscription. Especially if Ubisoft is going to continue the output of games that they typically do on an annual basis. They typically give you about 4 AAAs a year. I think that's more than good.
This announcement has pushed back the Xbox deal because Xbox got announced that that Ubisoft Plus was coming in January, and we still haven't seen anything. And then basically, as soon as the Ubisoft Plus Classics was coming to PlayStation Plus, it's coming in June 13 with I think 27 games, including Valhalla, For Honor, Far Cry 4. So do you think that they have entered into some type of exclusivity deal, and then that's pushed out Xbox?
Wait, you said when is it coming?
June 13th and June 22nd in Europe.
That's a good point. We
So
still
I
haven't
think-
heard anything. Yeah.
I have an idea about that, but Smooth can go.
Fire
No,
away,
no, I was
fire
just gonna
away.
say, I just think Xbox always plan to announce it at their showcase, which is on the 12th, right? And maybe it would have been right away. PlayStation's subscription launches on the 13th in North America.
That's a very typical. That's a great. Yeah, June 13th. It launches
that's
in
what I was
America,
gonna
so
say
it could
is
be
that-
shadow dropped. Yeah.
Not that it shadow drops. I just think that Ubisoft is gonna launch it on both the services at the same time. Is all.
Yeah.
And it's not that big of a deal if they do. I mean, ultimately, it doesn't. It's not going to affect either service that much, honestly. At least, I mean, I feel like most of these games that are all on here, we all already own, right?
Yeah, definitely. I own them all.
So, except for the South Park games for me, but it's I don't know. It's cool. It's added value to people who only play, the mainstream Call of Duty games. It's added value for them. But I would like the day one releases on there for if they do that stuff. But other than this list is kind of like
Yeah, well, the other list that's that PlayStation's dropped is their list of games that they'll be having. They'll have for PS Plus in their Elite, is not the Premium, the middle tier. Can't remember the name of the middle tier, but most of them are. Well, they've announced all the games for all the tiers, but I think the one that anyone's really looking at is that middle tier. Couple of bangers that they've had in the collection already as well, though. Bloodborne, Days Gone, Ghost of Tsushima, God of War, Infamous, Returnal, Last Guardian, the Uncharted Collection. No, the Uncharted Collection. Mortal Kombat 11, Guardians of the Galaxy. There's Assassin's Creed Valhalla. There's some pretty good games going into it, but I think you made a very good point. Demon Souls is also in there. That if you are a PlayStation hardcore gamer, you've probably already played most of these games. However, I don't think that this service is aimed solely at the hardcore gamer. There would be a lot of casuals that would only pick those 1 or 2 games a year that they can afford, because we know that each PlayStation game costs around about 1 million Australian. So there would be games in there that I think people would definitely want to play or go back and have a crack at. So I think it's not a bad move by PlayStation. But I definitely think they could add value with day and date. I do think that they will go day and date in time. I think that Ryan wants day and date. I think he is trying to convince his board that it's a good idea, and I think it's the board, PlayStation's board, that's holding that decision back.
I think even the hardcores can find value in PlayStation Plus. It's definitely not Game Pass. I still think there's value there.
No, the hardcores think that subscription services are the bane of the industry and it's going to destroy everything. So I don't know how they would.
That's only because I didn't have one.
Oh yeah, right. They've got one. That's changed. Backflips, mental gymnastics. We love them. Right, green and gold. Welcome, mate. Yeah, you're a little bit late, but we love just having you here anytime you pull through. So thanks for pulling through, man. If you just joined us, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Please vote in the poll. Is my voice sexier with the new mic? I personally think so. Pete's deaf because
mate.
he's 70. He's 70 years old, and he can't hear things properly, so he struggles to hear the difference. So look, what do you think of the lineup, XboxObi, for PlayStation Plus? Do you think it's a worthwhile subscription to have?
No, it's not. It's not for me, man. I have no interest in it until I see day and date. I have absolutely none. I will not be putting money on it.
Well, Doomy's just gotten a PlayStation 5. I'll slip to you because my agree. I mean, you've had PlayStation for quite some time. You probably would have played through those games, Obi. Is that correct?
Well, none of those games. I legit only use my PlayStation for the exclusives. The Last of Us, Ghosts, and I want to play Days Gone. Played all the Spider-Mans, the God of Wars. But for the third-party games, the only way you'll get me on that service is if they say day and date, and I'll subscribe whenever the game comes out, or I don't know.
Yeah.
The whole thing's not for me.
Yeah, look, I did a bit of a rubbish cleanup, and I had to get rid of some rocks, so I've had to. I had a rock holding open one of my doors, so I'm now using the PlayStation 5 instead because there's really nothing on it that interests me. Doom Cutie, is this something that you would look into to purchasing, to having a subscription for PS Plus? You've just got a PS5. Is there games that you want to go back and attack?
I'm a little bit the same as Obi. Like since I've had it, I've only played the exclusives, and because Xbox is, I feel more comfortable playing Xbox. I know that might sound weird, but I feel like
it's not weird. It's a real thing.
Okay. I enjoy playing on the PlayStation 5, but I will say I have noticed that the Xbox is it's a lot better. So in saying that, I don't know if I will subscribe. Unless I want to stream games from the PS5, which I haven't yet, and then I don't think I will.
Well, that's the thing in Australia. You actually cannot stream games to the PS5 at all. We don't have that, which is PlayStation Now. We don't have the option to have PlayStation Now. They haven't moved into a lot of countries. A lot of third world countries don't have it, and a lot of first world countries like Australia and New Zealand, a lot of the Asian countries don't have it. I think it's a missed opportunity for PlayStation, and they should really work on that.
We've got to move on to KidSmoove because it's got to get out of here, unfortunately. So, I want to say outros, kids. Thank you so much for coming, mate. We really appreciate having you.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me. So just want to give a shout out to Umbra, XboxObi, Doom Cutie, JediKnightPete. You guys are running an awesome show, and I'm sorry my background's getting kind of loud. But you guys run an awesome show. Thank you guys for having me. You guys can follow me on YouTube at KidSmoove. I think I got a video out. My podcast is every Wednesday, and you can follow me on Twitter. Sometimes my takes are bad, but obviously I'm an Xbox guy, and things hasn't changed
Xbox
over here.
A little bit of hidden pony in there, mate.
But I appreciate you guys once again. Thank you guys for having me. It's been a great show.
Yeah, it's been fantastic to have you, mate.
Thank
Thank you for coming through and staying while you could. And give us his takes. It's absolutely amazing. We will let you go. Thanks, KidSmoove.
So,
have a good one.
Kid's thing is linked in the chat there, guys. Check out his channel. It's fantastic. It's got a great podcast as well.
And then there was one.
We're down to just me by the end of it, but that's all right because we've got a sexy, sexy microphone. Anyway,
That's the same.
No, it's the same.
it's not the same.
Yes.
So what is
Yes,
it you're trying to? What is it you're trying to do? Elaborate. What are you trying to do
What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know what you're
when
talking
you
about.
do that? When you sit there and you're
This-
screaming in the mic.
This
like,
is absolutely
what-
not
are you
what I'm
going-
doing. What are you talking about? This
Are you
is
going
how I
back and
sound.
forth between the microphones?
This is my voice. This is how I
Wouldn't be able to
speak.
tell anyway if he was using the other one, Obi.
You
I'm
can
just,
definitely
is that
tell.
Are you changing your voice?
I'm not
He's
changing
like,
my.
he's
This
so
is how I.
animated. He
this
moves
is how I
around
sound.
so much. He's like, I don't know what your background is, but perhaps you're Italian, talking with your hands.
I'm
kind of
definitely not
situation.
Italian. No, actually, French is my background. And I will just say, Pete,
Wow.
yes, the chat believes that my voice is sexier with 61% of the votes. I'm a sexy
All right,
man.
so-
You're gonna have to link me.
People
You're gonna have to link me that microphone.
No, you had to get my microphone. My microphone's better. I know.
Oh, the SM7B. It is the best
Yeah.
mic you can get, SM7B.
I think it's like $400 retail.
Yeah, it was made in like 1930 though. It's still the best mic. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it's the same one Joe Rogan and all the top podcasters use. I think.
Yeah, no, you're right. The Shure SM SM7B, but it's only an XLR. Anyway, we're not a mic podcast. Let's move on. Let's move on to Fable is still in early development. I can't believe that Fable is still in early development.
News.
I was pretty upset when I saw this, man. That's how many years have they been on this now? I think it's been 4. So it was 2019.
2018, I thought they started.
2018, it was announced, or 19. I think we established it.
I don't even think it was announced then. I thought it was announced in 2019.
Yeah, I think it's 2019. I'm pretty sure, but it's still 3 years it's been in development. So early development after 3 years is a bit disappointing, and it throws a bit of credence onto that former developer of Playground coming out and saying that they were having a bit of trouble transitioning from racing games into an open world environment. So. Because they put an advertisement out for a senior rendering engineer, and according to the job listing, the Fable is still in an early stage of development. Yeah, this sucks. Fable's one of my top IPs. I've been looking forward to Fable. This is the one game that I want to come out. It doesn't mean that we won't see it at the showcase, does it, guys? Obi?
I don't know if we'll see it at the showcase, and I'm honestly at the point, man, where I don't care if we see it. I love the Fable games. I really do. And I remember since 2013 when my wife and I would watch the E3s together, I'm like, this year they're going to show Fable. This year they're going to show it. I can't wait for it. And I've been let down every year, and I was so upset when Lionhead Studios was closed. But I'm at the point now, man, where I've became humbled about it, where it's just like, take your time. Take your time. Take all the time you need in the world. There's other studios that we have now. Just take your time, make a great game. You guys know how to make an open world. You guys make incredible open world environments on your racers. You guys got this. Just take your time. I'm actually not bummed out about hearing that, and I kind of figured it would be, because it's a big transition for them, but they are one of Microsoft's rockstar developers that they have, one of the top 3. So I'm not really bummed out about it.
And when you think
we'll see it when we see it.
Yeah. When you think about it, though, like if they come out the gate with Fable and it's not up to expectations, they're going to be forever branded as that studio that can only do races. So there'd be a fair bit of pressure on Playground.
Exactly. And if you saw this was a huge joke with a lot of that, because a lot of us, or I hang out a lot with, Dealer and Colt and all them. And when we were playing Forza, right, it was, look at that character animation. Wow, that looks horrendous. I hope Fable is not like that. That was like a huge joke in the party about it, and seeing how the characters moved around the cars or how they walked. It was like, man, they can make a really detailed car and all that type of stuff, but character movement, make it stop. Make it stop. So I want them to get that done right, and I'm okay with however long it takes. I'm not going to be picky about it. There's a lot of other things in the pipeline. Come out and just take your time. Bring that magic back, that lightning in the bottle that you had for Fable 1. And yeah, we'll get it when we get it. So.
Well, that's right. But when you think about Fable 1's release, we all forget. We look at the past sometimes with rose-tinted glasses. Fable 1 copped a fair bit of flack when it released for not delivering on its promise. Fable 2 tidied that up. But if you remember, Fable 1 was touted as it was the first game that your decisions would affect the outcome of the game, and it wasn't as effectual as everyone thought it would actually be. So it copped a little bit of flack. Yep. So I'm hoping
Peter Molyneux he had a vision and he didn't want to compromise on that vision, but I don't think we were technically advanced enough in terms of hardware to be able to fully develop his vision. But that's just the type of guy that Peter Molyneux was, really.
That's right. It's like Star Wars. When they released the first 3, and they've now actually perfected the franchise with all the tech that they've got, and it was wonderful to see.
Oh my God,
Disney really has saved that franchise, I have to say. Doom, Cutie, what do you think about Star Wars being way better on
Don't fall in this molehill. I have a great segue for the Star Wars thing real quick. I've been dying to ask Jedi though.
Look, we'll quickly go to Cutie. Are you excited for Fable? Are you a little bit bummed out that it seems like it's in early development and we won't be getting it anytime soon?
Yeah, I really was looking forward to seeing a more in-depth coverage of it in the showcase. And I really hope, whatever they do have is, good and will satisfy me until it's released. But yeah, I think Obi makes a great point referencing the character animations and stuff from Forza, and maybe they are having a hard time. So, but yeah, I think I would like to see more, but if I don't, I would much rather, like with any game, I would much rather them take their time, get it right, and not have a disaster like some other game releases we've had.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Look, I'll just hit the chat, and then Obi will segue into your Star Wars tripe about the first three trilogy movies being better, because they're just not, Can we talk about the new Saints Row game that's coming, Blood Wolf? Yes, we absolutely can. It wasn't in my topics list, but I got a chance to have a look at the gameplay, and man, I might be turned around on this game. It looks pretty good. I'm down for it. I think it might be a really good get if Xbox leans on those developers and gets it into Game Pass. I think if they money hat that game, it'll be a very smart addition to Game Pass, considering that they've delayed Starfield and Redfall. Also, Gotham Knights. That would be another. If you get those two in there, I think it definitely.
Oh, you want both of them? I actually wanted to ask the chat, mate. Which one would they prefer to get? Gotham Knights, money hat Gotham Knights, or money hat Saints Row? It's because I've spoken to pretty much all my circle of friends this week, and I've had differing opinions throughout the entire week. A lot of people are saying Saints Row, a lot of people are saying Gotham Knights as their preferred money hat option for Xbox and Game Pass.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I think they need to get both after the delays. I think there's a lot of discourse in the community, a lot of anger about we were lied to. We were lied to. We have been lied to. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. Any way you look at it, you had Todd Howard come out and say this date's written in pen, not pencil. You say things like that, and you have to back it up. So,
but what's going on, Nelson, mate? Damn.
Suffer the wrath of risk it.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll get a video with really bad audio. Not anymore though, because oh my god. So Obi, what did you think of the Saints Row? And then we'll segue after we go to Doom. And Pete, what did you think of that Saints Row little trailer they popped out, gameplay trailer?
It looks fun. It looks like this will be the first Saints Row game I get since the second one, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. They kind of took a weird turn. It's like the movies. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank on a movie that I watch. What's that movie that one day of the year they get to kill people? What's that movie called?
Oh,
Purge.
The Purge. Yeah. For some reason, I think of Saints Row as like The Purge. Like the first movie was really good, and then the rest of it's kind of been like dog shit. That's how I view Saints Row. The first movie or first
Saints
game,
Row 2 was great.
Good, but I didn't really like the ones after that. But as far as it going on Game Pass, I mean, do they need to get both? No, not really. I think Gotham Knights will probably be a bigger hit for Game Pass. Then it would just hit harder than Saints Row. But I mean, both is welcome, but just got to keep expectations in check. But Gotham Knights would be pretty cool.
I think they've heard us. Xbox has heard us, so I'm hoping that they're making some moves in the background to bring something to us in 2022, because the way it looks is not good. The optics are terrible, and even fuck the optics. Like having no games for 2022, aside from third parties, is a little bit lackluster. Doom. Do you hope for two? If you don't hope for both, then which one would you rather be playing? Did you see the Saints Row footage? What do you think of it?
I was really excited by the Saints Row footage. I thought it was a really quirky sort of version of GTA, which was that a joke? I don't know. You coughed. So yeah, I am excited for Saints Row to come out. I'll definitely be checking that out. But I just don't know. I don't know if they'll release both on Game Pass. I mean, my wallet hopes so, but whether they do or not, I don't think so. My prediction is that Gotham Knights will be released on Game Pass, and I believe Forza Motorsport 8 will be on Game Pass.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll see Forza Motorsport if it releases this year. Do you think it will release this year?
I don't know. Like with everything, I'm always hopeful, and yeah, hopefully, I hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. Saints Row is a whack hipster simulator. X Steel 101. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's a pretty interesting concept. You know, you've got to head out there and become a crime syndicate to pay for your college tuition. Yeah. Don't know. I don't like the premise, but the gameplay looked pretty good, man. I don't know if you've seen the recent one that was released, but it looked good. Very, very good. Look, we've got a couple more topics.
You know what? I think, do you know why the gameplay looked good? Because they didn't talk about the story at all. I mean,
that's true.
Ow. We were talking about this earlier in party chat. Who sat around a table and thought that a game centered around paying off your college tuition fees leading into a criminal organization would be a good idea for the narrative of the game? And did people actually get paid for that? Because I want their job. Because if that's the best I can come up with, then wow, that's just absolutely terrible. In saying all of that, I think the gameplay looks fun, and Saints Row games are typically really fun to play. And the co-op aspect of it is really great also, you know, so I can jump in, I can play with my mates. I think it might be one of those games where you go in, you blow up shit with your mates, you know, you drive cool cars and you skip all the cutscenes. I can see it. I can see myself doing that with a group of friends. Now, in terms of whether I would rather Gotham Knights or Saints Row, that's an easy decision for me, and I think it's an easy decision for Microsoft. I think first,
you just nearly run out of breath.
They need something for the holiday period.
You just out of breath then, weren't you?
Gotham Knights.
You talk to yourself.
And Gotham Knights launches in October.
Till you couldn't breathe.
And
is that what just happened?
Yeah, he does it all the time.
Oh my god! Sorry,
he's got to get all the words out.
And Gotham Knights launches in October, and so I think that's closer to the holiday period, and I think that's where Microsoft needs to focus their attention if they are going to money hat either of the two. And that would be definitely the game I prefer. Plus the Gotham name, you know, it's attributed with Batman, therefore it will, you know, definitely draw a lot more casuals in. Whereas a lot of people won't even know what Saints Row is unless they're in, you know, gaming. So that would definitely be the better way for Microsoft to go, and you know what I would prefer.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're also picking up comic book fans, I think, if you're throwing Gotham Knights into Game Pass. XTL said, I love the podcast. It's really good. That is only because I have a new mic. It's amazing. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Mike. I do. I won't do it. I promise I will not do it after this show, but this show is my time to mic shine. So moving on to the next topic. Before we do move on to the next topic, XboxObi had a segue into Star Wars. We'll do a little bit of Star Wars. Go on.
I just put it in our chat, but did you see what is going to be announced on Fortnite for Star Wars?
No.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I did see it, mate. Yeah, and I was telling you when we were playing Fortnite that I didn't want to get any of the other Star Wars skins because, you know, they weren't of Luke. I can definitely see myself picking that game up, that skin up. I've really enjoyed playing Fortnite with you guys since they had the no build mode. It's a really fun game to play with your friends. And the no build mode has made it really, really accessible to everybody. So yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've had a blast playing it. I play it almost daily now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a 3-year-old or you've got like a 3-year-old mentality, it's a great game, I think, to play. We'll move on to Silent Hill. Remake in development. Now, look, we've heard about this remake in development as a rumor previously, but Jeff Grubb brought it up once again. And here is the quote from VGC. According to reports by VGC and insiders Jeff Grubb and Nate the Hate, Konami has multiple Silent Hill projects in development. This apparently includes a full-blown Silent Hill 2 remake with reworked puzzles, endings, and more that's said to be in development by Bloober Team, the studio known for its work on the Layers of Fear games as well as The Medium. The Medium was actually a really good game. Don't pass out, Pete. That is hilarious.
I saw that.
That's like that's a 12th man moment. I'm going to record the 12th man, and if it ever happens again, I'm just going to play it. The dude explodes because he kept. Anyway, if you're not Australian, you probably don't know what the 12th man is.
Yeah,
but you should look it up. Yeah,
that's green and gold, my friend. Don't you fucking forget it. Yellow indeed.
So look, Silent Hill was probably one of my favorite IPs. I love horror games. I can't wait for the Dead Space remake. If they are remaking a Silent Hill and it is done right, and I think Bloober Team is definitely the team to do it. The Medium had limited mechanics insofar as animations, movement, and all that sort of thing. But it was a great idea, and it was executed okay. But I think with a budget, if Bloober Team had the budget and the team size, I think they could really do something special. So if they are handling Silent Hill 2, I'm excited for that game. Pete, is that something that you would definitely be jumping on?
Look, I would play it. Definitely, I would play it. Who made the walking simulator again?
Santa Monica?
What's his name?
Which walking simulator? Are you talking about Days Gone?
No. The walking simulator.
The Medium, Bloober Team.
PlayStation. Don't worry about it. Yeah, look, it's definitely something I will play. When Konami moved away from the walking simulator guys studio, I forget. I just can't think of it at the top of my head. Maybe the chat can help me. I think that's when they decided to go on and make Silent Hill because he left. And basically that opened, Kojima. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate you, mate. Yeah, when Kojima left, I think that's when they opened it up.
Oh, the UPS simulator, the delivery simulator. If you said that, I would have.
Yeah, Death Stranding. Yeah. So when Kojima moved away from, thank you, chat. You guys are absolutely amazing. When Kojima moved away from Konami, I think that's when they made the decision to make Silent Hill. I think it's a great decision. And finally, people have been wanting to see something from this franchise for ages, and I think when Kojima left, it freed them up to explore more areas, to maybe try something new, to maybe do something different, and I think it'll be a great game. Horror games are rarely that successful in terms of they do all right in critical acclaim, but they never sell too well. But when you have a name like Silent Hill behind it, that all changes. It gets everybody excited. So yeah, really, really looking forward to it, and I'm glad that all these franchises are being brought back.
Are you a horror aficionado, Doom Cutie? Do you get into your horror games?
I get anxiety just from stealth games, or stealth missions on games. So that sets the heart racing enough. But I will say the Silent Hill franchise is so iconic, and I think that it's actually really amazing that they're going to bring that into current gen gaming. So yeah, it'll be exciting to see what they do with it. I'm probably more of a person that watches other people play those games sometimes, maybe with my hands over my eyes, with the little spaces between my fingers. But I think this will be great whenever it does come out.
Absolutely. I'm pretty excited for it because I love horror. Obi, is it your thing?
Never played them.
Never played Silent Hill?
Nope, never played it. I love Resident Evil games, but never played Silent Hill. I fell off the Medium, dude. I played it for, I don't know, an hour, and then I think I got bored.
Yeah. Look, it was that, but Silent Hill's a bit different. It's extremely, at the time, it was super shocking. It was.
Exactly. It's one of those first gaming IPs that got made into a movie as well. That's how big it was.
Yeah.
Just a hugely successful franchise. And And Nelson Gaming brought up the fact that Dead Space is going to be a day one release. Yeah, for a day one buy for me as well, mate. Cannot wait for that game. And that's what I mean by bringing these IPs back. They're just great.
Yeah, I mean, that the Dead Space game original still holds up. I played it a year ago, and I still loved it. It was great. The mechanics were great. They're not perfect, but they were great. Still great for now for some indie games. And graphically, it still holds up. It's a very, very good game. You're right about the sales for horror games, though, Pete. Resident Evil Village only sold 5.7 million. It's not huge when you consider it was a multiplat as well. So, yeah, it's a bit concerning.
Yeah,
as a
horror games
fan.
never sell too well. I mean, even the medium, I know Xbox Money had it that for Game Pass, and it really, even though it was on Game Pass, really didn't sell that well or even get that many people to play it, considering it was free to play on Game Pass.
Well, speaking of horror games, Scorn, speaking of horror games, I had a bit of a chance to quickly speak to the developers about Scorn on Twitter, and they responded. They responded to my question, which was, "It's looking good from what we've seen, guys. Are you looking at doing a deep dive anytime soon?" They responded with the eyes emoji. Which I think is a confirmation that we will be seeing a deep dive very soon. And I think that it will be showing up at Xbox Showcase. It is an Xbox exclusive, and it is in Game Pass Day 1, so I can't see why it wouldn't be a showing at the Showcase in June. Doom, again, another game that's a horror game. Obviously, it's not really up your alley. Would you consider playing Scorn, though?
Probably not.
Yeah.
It's not really my thing. But you know, I know a lot of other people like it, and I appreciate that other people like it. So I get I can get secondhand excitement. So if someone else is excited about something, but it's not really my thing, I'll just jump on their excitement anyway.
Yeah, I'm cautious. I'm cautious about Scorn. I'm hoping it's as good as it looks, but you never know. Obi, Scorn, your kind of game?
It looks creepy and I like it. I might dabble into it. It looks weird. There's some very questionable things coming out of other things that look like things. But
Look at things that look like things, like inside out penises and vaginas.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it. You said it, not me. It just
yeah.
You look at that game and you go, "Ew, bro, what the?" Yeah. So I mean,
Yes,
I don't know what the hell
name
the
for it,
story's
the
gonna
penetrator,
be.
the
I
first
haven't
coming.
read. I haven't read much into this. It's a game I'm gonna go into blind. Probably won't finish it, but you know, who knows?
Yeah, you
it's
never
on
know.
Game Pass, mate. Yeah,
It
That's
could be a
what
sleeper
see.
hit.
Game Pass lets people who play on Game Pass play 40% more games. Right? There's that statistic for you.
exactly. Yep.
Well, that's true. You'll try them. That's that. And if you don't like them, you don't have to continue to play them. But you don't just get a 10-hour trial and then have to shut it down. Look,
Why be renting games?
last topic of the week: Saudi invested $3 billion into Nintendo, and this is not really a massive news in itself. However, there is whisperings that people think that Nintendo is going to be acquired. I saw that floating around Twitter. I myself personally, look, I don't think Nintendo is going to be acquired. I don't think there's any way that they're going to sell Nintendo. I cannot see that happening, and I definitely cannot see Nintendo selling outside of its region to an American company, and I can't see any other Japanese companies that are really big enough to acquire it. Yeah, so I mean, Pete, I know you don't think it's anything to be concerned about insofar as an acquisition of Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo are never going to get acquired. They don't want to be acquired. I cannot see them being acquired. It's the furthest thing from what they want. It's just never going to happen. And so I think it is fake news.
Fake news.
Oh.
Obi.
The only thing I care about when it comes to Nintendo is if my kids' Switches are charged. I'm just gonna be flat honest with you right then and there. Is it charged? Cool. That's it. I'm not a Nintendo fan whatsoever.
Yeah, no, look, neither am I.
I will say that perhaps, even if it is real or not, I don't know if Saudi Arabia hasn't really had much to do with the gaming space, or those parts of the world. They haven't been major players in gaming, so potentially, what does that mean for the future?
Yeah, look, I'm not a Nintendo fan. Mostly Nintendo news doesn't really float my boat. One of my games of all time was Zelda Ocarina of Time, though. That's an absolute classic. Mario Kart's absolute classic. But I think beyond that, if Baskin and Robbins bought Nintendo, it wouldn't super concern me.
No, the only thing we know that you're concerned about is your microphone.
Microphone.
Facts.
Look, it's been an amazing show. There hasn't been much news this week, and we have had some amazing guests on. And I thank also the panel, the ones that stuck around anyway, Umbra, for coming to the show and making an absolute fire show. Obi, thank you very much for coming along.
Just before we go, I want to point out that 93% of our audience picked Gotham Knights over Saints Row. And that's a huge difference there.
That is a huge difference. And I think everyone would like to see, comic IPs within the Xbox folds.
Yep.
Actually, before I do the outros for our guest, I will thank the chat. You guys have been absolutely amazing. You come every week, hold us down. I love your takes. You're hilarious. And I thank you guys for voting for the sexy voice of the mic. Another mention of the mic right there. Loving it. So, yeah, look, guys, if you are new or you're listening after the fact, thank you very much. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. There's a question from Jeremy Merchant. Has anyone been playing?
Boba has played it.
Multiverse
Boba
Alpha.
got into it. And I haven't played it, but he said it was pretty good.
And what did we think? What did Boba think of it? Boba, are you still in the chat?
Thought it was pretty good. Yeah, he thought it was quite well. He thought it was quite good. I didn't get into it, unfortunately. I didn't know it was a thing that you needed to subscribe up for.
Right. Yes, I'll be jumping on that if I can. If I can't, oh well, say la vie. XboxObi, thank you for coming along, man. It's been absolutely amazing. Your takes are always fantastic, and we appreciate you coming on the show and giving us your time. Please let the people know where they can find you and what you'll be playing for the rest of the week.
Thanks for having me, man. Yeah, it was fun. Nice to have a podcast where you don't have to be on camera. Jeez, I think this is my second podcast. I mean, I've done quite a bit now, but I think it's the second one I've ever done that I don't have to be on camera. It's nice.
Sit there in your underwear, mate.
How'd you know that?
Because that's what I'm doing, brother.
Oh my god!
I'm just joking. No, man, I got kids behind me. No, I got shorts on. No, yeah. Thanks for having me, guys. I had fun. You can find me on XboxObi, one word, on YouTube. I do gaming news when I think that the news is actually interesting. I can't pump them out about the littlest things. I can't. It has to be worth my time and your time to, for me to make this stuff. And I started it about 8 months ago, and I think I've came a long way. I've upgraded my equipment quite a few times since then, gotten better at editing. And I've had an absolute blast doing it. I've met some awesome people that, that are not on Twitter at all that follow me on there, and they leave some of the best comments. But you guys can find me, like I said, XboxObi, all one word. And you can find me the same way on Twitter and on Xbox now because I changed my gamer tag to XboxObi. Xbox got that $10 from me again. So, yeah, man, thanks for having me. And look forward to coming back.
That was awesome to have you on the show.
Isn't it, mate?
Awesome that we had you on the show, man. And that his YouTube channel is linked in the description. So head over there, check out his content, and hit the like and subscribe. I will say also that I'm very, very similar to you. I don't put out videos unless I believe in the subject matter. So if I'm not excited about it, I can't make good content on it, and I won't put it out. And there's some things that I miss because I've got a very, very busy life that I am excited about and miss, but that's just life. Doom Cutie, second show, loving it. Let people know where they can find you, what you're up to, and what you'll be playing this week.
Yeah, second show. Woo. I've had a great time. Chat, you're amazing as always. I love the enthusiasm of everyone. Where you can find me, Twitter. But Doom Cutie is taken as a name on Twitter, so I have an I instead of a I'll have a 1 instead of an I. What I'll be playing this week? Well, you guys are going on and on and on about Trek to Yomi. I'm gonna have to play it. So yeah.
Yeah, it is a great game.
Maybe I'll jump on Fortnite again.
Yeah, with all
Yeah.
there is a link.
Don't be a hater, bro. Don't be a hater.
There is a link in the description for Doom Cutie's Twitch TV. So head over there and hit the follow button and watch her absolutely smash it on Trek to Yomi or Lego Star Wars, which I think has the worst movies that were made in the Star Wars universe, the initial 3. Episode 4, 5, and 6. Jedi Knight Peter. Jedi Knight Peter. Thanks for coming on the show. Always holding it down. And I really appreciate you and all your compliments about my new mic and the sounds that it's putting out.
The fact that it sounds the same? Yeah, no worries, mate. I just wanted to put in #AmberTurd because I cannot believe that me and Obi got through a whole podcast without talking about her or that court case. So well done to us, Obi, but I'm sure we'll talk about it more later. And not much Star Wars talk either, which is amazing. Yeah, thank you so much, chat. You guys are exactly, mate. Yeah, unusual for us, brother. Thank you so much to the chat. You guys are amazing. You hold us down every week. Bloodwolf, mate. Thank you for finally joining us, brother. It's great to have you on in the chat, and all the usuals: Jimmy, Monad, Boba, Palpatine, Bushido. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. You can find me on Xbox at JediKnightPete, on Twitter at JediKnightPete. And I've got to go vote, so I've got to get out of here, guys.
Absolutely. We all do have to go vote and get our democracy sausage. I'll be bringing my own democracy sausage as well because I love voting and I don't like free things. Wolf, again, I will say to you, man, thank you for coming along. Wolf's a personal friend of ours and he has come before. But it's great to have you back. So we appreciate it. We appreciate all you guys in the chat. Special shout out to Monad and Timmy, you guys, for moderating. We really appreciate having you guys here. And we didn't get any sexy girl chats today, but they do come through. So we appreciate when you guys delete them. And I always, copy the link before you do. Anyway, thank you guys for coming along. It's been a fantastic show, and we will see you all next week. And we are out.